we're live. This is Julian Jean-Pierre from the Royal St. Lucian Seamoss Company, and I am doing another Let's Talk About Seamoss. And tonight, the main topic is how can we make money selling Seamoss? And hopefully, I'll get a lot of people coming in with some questions, problems that they're facing, and stuff, and we can discuss and come up with some solutions on how to best. Solve whatever they feel is stopping them from having what's blocking them, I guess, from their back, like not their background, but their getting what they want out of it. Save the live. Yeah, I always save the lives just so in case anybody's knowing. And if you can't find them on Instagram, you definitely can find them on YouTube. I save all the lives automatically for YouTube, and so it's there. You just gotta go there and look for it, and you shall find it. And if you can't, then send me a message, and when I have time, I will. Um, Sorry, I just realized I don't have the CMOS Buyers Club. I thought it was whatchamacallit. I thought it was active. I'm like, there's one group missing. I hope this time I can get the comments to show up, because that's something I've noticed has been a really it's almost like a glitch. And tonight I switched browsers hoping that it would solve the problem. So let's hope that it is. Um, these lives work best when people contribute, and they add in sort of like their 2 cents or their you know their input and stuff like that. So please don't hesitate in coming up with any feedback or any questions or comments, to help this video go better. Sorry, I'm just kind of like, while I'm talking, I'm making sure everything's kind of running as it should, which I have a feeling it probably isn't. Like, what do you mean this camera is not supported by this certain browser? See, I knew it wasn't, something was going on, it wasn't working. I think what I might have to do. What's up, Escort? You should join me on this conversation tonight to talk about CMOS, especially about the different ways on making money with CMOS. But I just want to make sure that I have. See, I knew it. This live stream is not. It's not streaming to Facebook like I want it to. Or maybe it is. There it is. I think I'm there. I got it. I got it. And hopefully, maybe if someone wants to do a comment in the questions, then in the post, then I can see if I can see the comments, like how they're supposed to show up on this browser. So, getting into it slightly before, someone has a question or concern. There are so many different ways that one can make money. Oh, here's a question: do I make CMOS gummies? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I do not make any CMOS gummies. I'm gonna invite some people to join if they're still here. But I mean, I know how to make the CMOS gummies, and there's so many different ways that you can make it. You can use stuff like agar. You can use stuff like that. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, Jay? Pardon?
They told me you were online again.
Yeah, I just, at the last minute, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on. And I wanted to talk about making money, like on selling CMOS, because I feel a lot of people they don't see all the opportunities that are out there, and they're very sort of like they kind of limit themselves when it comes to the marketing and everything.
Well, I'm in the sauna, so I got 20 minutes here for you.
Look at you in the sauna.
I'm in the Philippines, just to let you people know, I'm on a different time zone, but it's a perfect time to talk about it because I build a market here in the Philippines with zero education about people knowing SEMO, so I had to build the business from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, because of 2023, now things have changed a lot on marketing. So it's not like you literally got to attack all platforms all the time, every day, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to do it. I mean, if you want to do the traditional route, but we scaled the company within the last couple of years. But we were talking about how people can scale, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna call you about that because I got a lot of numbers down and to talk to you about how we can progress. But the biggest issue with scaling is also production.
Yes, supply.
Right? Yeah, because like how much am I gonna soak, and then what if I don't sell these? It expire. That's why I said, hey, let's do this together where the facility we're partners and we can do it where people can like just get the CMOS and just blend it.
Yeah, yeah. I like the way you had the idea of packaging it and how you had the idea of storing it and stuff like that so that it has a longer shelf life.
Yeah. So what it is I'm sending them to. So because we have a facility, we clean them, we clean it. We have the whole staff to do it at scale, and we package it, and then maybe I can show it here if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I gotta get out of the sauna.
Oh well, no, don't get out of the sauna then.
No, I got to because until my staff comes out here. I got the red light.
You got a sauna in your workplace. Like I need to come work for you, man.
Brother, I got a red light. I got a red light therapy thing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I got a red light. I got a cold bath. Hang on. Because before my staff comes in.
What time is it there? It's early there, right? It's like 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm up at 3.
Oh shit.
So I'm at a building. So I'm upstairs. You're supposed to come visit me.
I know. I'm gonna bring me and my partner. We'll come down and hang out there. I'm excited.
Listen, I gotta show you this shit, man. So, because your CMOS is the fucking shit, right? So I got my boy over. He's like, hey, you gotta try this Vietnam CMOS, right? I'm like, all right, let me check it out. It's fucking bullshit, brother. I'll show it to you. Huh?
I try not to talk to people about the Vietnam CMOS.
Then we got our whole packaging area here, right? So this is how it is. So now when I blend, right, I just fucking defrost it and blend that shit.
Yeah.
That's it. So I can do it at scale. I don't have to like wait for like let's say these, right? So like they just sit here. How you like that, brother?
Mm-hmm.
They just sit here. So now I know what's sold. So let's say, for example, you got to sell something. I just fucking take it out and blend it. So I'll show you this. Look how pretty it was. And your CMOS is FDA approved in the Philippines, just to let you know.
There you go. So what does that mean? It's gotten tested? Have you tested the CMOS?
Yeah. Well, I'm FDA approved. St. Lucia CMOS, as you can see.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, right? See that shit?
Gorgeous.
It's fucking Julian shit right there.
Bro, I give you the best CMOS. Seriously, like out of all the CMOS I have, you get like the cream of the crop.
Hey, so here's my facility. Look at like FDA facility. You can see the show, we blend everything. Okay, but brother, look at the Vietnam shit.
Yeah. It's the color is not the same. It's really dirty too. That's what I find that people tell me.
Well, you know, it's like some people, we're in the third world country, right? People are like, oh, that shit's too expensive. Okay, you want something from Vietnam? Go take it. So I don't buy it. I just someone sent it to me, we tried it out, and everyone wants.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, it doesn't taste good.
It doesn't. It has a bad taste to it, eh?
I don't want to say it's bad, man, but if you try your Seamoss and then you go somewhere else, you can taste it.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like having steak and then going to eat like hamburger.
Yeah, dude, it's just not the same. The whole, you know what I realized when I got into this business? I'm not in the Seamoss business, but I'm in the fucking customer service business. Okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
You could make a product, but so here's my office here. Like, hi Nina, this is Julia, my brother Julia. So this is my whole people. This is still morning. Hi Oren, this is Oren here. He's working on like inventory.
Nice.
This is Julia. Hi Julia.
Hi. How much staff do you have?
Brother, not a lot, man, because the issue with the card, they're rejecting the card again for the Philippines. I gotta find that shit out. Let's do that. So this is what we do on our media. So our full-time job, literally creating media and having partners. So what I do is I have something called the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, I have all these celebrities who take my product. They post it, but they never. I don't pay them.
Oh.
And I did that at scale, so that's how everything went
viral.
over here.
So how did you get out of paying? Because that's funny you brought that up. Because that's something that I've been considering doing, is starting like a very big sort of like influencer campaign, or what do they call it? User generated content campaign.
Well, this is what you do. All right. So you got to look at all these platforms, like TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
The key is not making it. The key is is a lot of videos and all the content all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the reason why I can do it is because I have an AI company here, outsourcing.
Yeah.
So I can do it in terms of media. But in terms of TikTok, let me tell you what to do on TikTok.
Okay.
Okay, so on TikTok, if you get somebody, let's say the cost of your jar is X amount, let's say it's $10, right?
Yeah.
And then you get somebody on TikTok, and you just get them to take the Seamoss and post it every day. Like right now, I have this campaign, right? Listen, you do 30 videos, I'll give you free Seamoss, I'll give you $100. Right? So, and then you do that at scale, because guess what? Now, that's like making free money, right? Because not only do they get free Seamoss, they even get $100.
Yeah.
For fucking posting.
That's not bad.
Now, people are posting they're posting Seamoss on TikTok for me, and it's free advertising, but it only works at scale. Like if you have 100 people posting 30 videos.
Hey,
so now I drive traffic there.
I have a quick question. I want to get back to what we were just talking about, but someone's asking a question. Have you tested the Seamoss that I send you?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I should show you the
What are you testing it for?
Well, I have to pay a lab, right? So I had to pay a lab to find out how long the Seamoss will last.
Yeah.
And then, so how it works is like this. So you get an FDA approval for the facility. So they call it an LTO.
Yeah.
License to operate. Then they know your facility's clean.
Yes.
once they know your facility's clean, then you can make any product in that facility, right? So
Yeah.
now I have a CPR for Santa Lucia Seamoss.
Yes.
A CPR meaning I can export anywhere, I can put anything and be FDA approved. So they tested your CMOS.
Yeah.
Because they asked for your paperwork. That's why I remember I said, hey, they want your address because you're the only guy I get it from.
Yeah, I'm your exclusive supplier.
Yeah. No, I don't work for nobody because Joey is the fucking.
Thank you. But you know too, just before we get it, we got to talk again because I'm getting a few people from the Philippines asking for St. Lucian Seamoss, and I want to be able to direct them to your company, and you know what I mean, and then that way we can send the Seamoss all to you.
The thing is, I've captured the whole market. No one can sell Seamoss here but me.
Yeah.
Right, so even if they're trying to sell, I talked to one guy that you sent me to, and he's like, "Oh fuck, that's too hard. Can I just sell under your brand?"
Yeah, because it is to really get it into the market, to get it to thing. I mean, it's worth the work, but it takes work. Like you can't sit there and say, "Oh,
Well, listen, if you don't have the love for what you're doing, then you're not gonna last anyway.
That's true.
I mean? If you're just doing it you're not gonna last that long.
That's true. That's true.
You're
So,
just doing it but I have this new thing because of my AI company where I take people under my brand, and then we populate their social media, and then they make money on the CMOS.
mm-hmm. That's that.
People can't scale social media unless they got a team.
Yeah.
Here and it's do it there.
You need a team, definitely. You need a group of people to work with. You need a team to scale anything, like whatever.
Hey, brother, I got everything set up now. I'll send you my website. But like, if we wanted to help dealers, not only can we send them pre-made CMOS, they could store and blend on their own. We can help them and put them on a platform where we can help them with social media at scale.
Okay.
Because literally, what they can do is like, for example, right? We'll give them topics to talk about. Let's say it's an hour worth of conversation. They send it to us, we'll cut it up and make funny videos, and then post it on their social media. So it's like, the only thing they really need to do is get the orders, blend it, and send it.
Yeah. You know what we also have to do? We have to set up a Dropbox together so that I can dump all the content that I create. Like, what I mean? Especially a lot of the drone shots that I've been taking and stuff. You guys can use that.
If you need, listen, I got you. If you need to get your media done, send it to your boy. I'll get it done for you.
Okay.
Focus on selling. I'll show you how our business works. Like, send me your stuff. Let us do your shit at scale.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And then I think we can have a full scale in helping somebody's business build their brand.
Definitely, you create like almost like a funnel or like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a system. My phone. I keep dropping the phone. Looks like he's got some bad reception. Oh, he left. So there was a question earlier about whether or not the freezing affects the quality of it. Some people don't believe it does, but other people do believe. I do believe that the texture is somewhat affected, but it really comes down to how you make your gel yourself, because some people have a way of making the gel so that it comes out really smooth and it's not susceptible to freezing, changing the texture. But for the most part, freezing that I've experienced, the freezing really just changes the texture mostly. So Natural sit there says same. Once they try my CMOS, they love it. It's just getting more people to know about it, and really that's the reality. Like that's the secret. That's the key to making this money is just getting people to know about it. Like recently, I I don't know why I got it. Well, I know why I got it. But recently, I got into starting to make gels, just on a low key basis, because I have a lot of people that I deal with, and I talk to who want the gel, but they don't want to go to anywhere else, and they don't want to make it themselves, and so. Um, I started making the gels in small batches to sell, right? And I sell them in big jars, and I sell them like I think $60 a jar. And I've sold, and I've just been doing it for a week, and in the past week I've sold like 10 of them. You know. All right, Jay's back. Is he back? Looked like he was back. Yo, what's up, bro? Bad reception.
You know, my son, he overheated
The
my
phone. I've had that happen to me before.
fucking bitch.
Yeah, it
My
happens.
Seamoss, I was gonna go to the cold. I was gonna jump in a cold bath. You gotta do the cold bath. I know you're Canada, but you gotta do the cold bath.
You know what? I take cold showers often.
No, brother. I'm talking about ice water.
I know, but I take cold showers. It's the closest thing to it, you know.
Brother, you gotta do this right here. Check this shit out. Got an ice bath right here.
It's fun.
Listen, I'm in a third world country, man. You know what I mean? You gotta make adjustments. Okay?
Yeah, what is that? A freezer?
I got staff, right? I got staff, so they're putting ice in this bitch, right?
You bro, you must be the craziest boss. Like they must be. Holy shit. What?
I got staff, brother. I got staff.
Look at that.
Ice in here every day.
How long do you sit in that?
I don't know, 30 seconds or so. If I work out.
Yeah, after a sauna, you're insane. All that work for 30 seconds. Kids are going out without ice cream because there's no ice on the block because Buddy's got the whole fucking everybody bringing ice for his freezer.
I'm telling you, man. I'm giving people work, brother.
Oh yeah, of course.
Back to what we're saying. Are we talking about the social media stuff?
Yeah, we were talking about the social media, TikTok, scaling.
Yeah, so our job now, once you get your operation straight, because you can't scale unless you got a. You know what happened though? Because of the technology age, we took everything under our business. This is secret between you and me.
Yeah.
Everything is under AI now. My whole business is under AI platforms.
Oh wow.
All my chats, all my inventory, like I have like literally like 3 staff now.
Oh wow.
Before I had like 20, right? But because AI can handle so many things, I switched everything up to that in terms of scaling.
Crazy.
Yeah, so like even yours, right? Like we can set up a chatbot for you, and then you can literally talk for 1 hour. You can talk for 1 hour. I can take AI, take your words, machine learn it, and then when someone asks questions for you, it's going to be your words.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I could even deep fake you right now.
Yeah, they were doing that with Elon Musk, and they were getting them to say that Seamoss is the new trend and stuff. Because someone came to me and he was like, Elon Musk said that Seamoss is gonna be, going through the roof and blah blah blah. And then I Google it and I find out it's fake. That these guys, they deep what do they call it? Deep faked his voice.
Hey, but you know what? I forgot to make the reason why I sell Seamoss is because I don't sell Seamoss. I sell that Seamoss is the solution to the problem. So I sell the problem, and they're using Seamoss to do it. So because they can buy it once, but you got to get them to reorder.
That's true.
Right? So if they they're just taking the CMOS for the 92 minerals, you know what, they might not order again. But if they're taking it because they want to get skinny or they want to feel good or you make it part of the routine, then like look at my website now. I changed my whole marketing.
Mm-hmm. I'll go take a look at it in a minute. Actually, I'll take a look now.
That's my whole campaign right now, brother. It's and that's why my reorder rate is like 90%.
Sorry, just look at it. I'm trying to find your ID.
Epic.ph, EPIQ.ph.
EPIQ, that's it.
So, and you know what? I even got off the fact of marketing 92 minerals, 102. I just stopped doing that shit. You know what I say? I said your body needs 15 minerals and 13 vitamins to work at its optimum. And see, got it all. That's all I say.
And because there is no 90, it doesn't matter if it's 92 minerals or 22 minerals, as long as it does what it's supposed to do.
No one really. Look at my people, bro. Ice people right here. Ice people. Hey, say hi to Julian.
That's your ice guys.
Yeah. So anyway, I changed my whole marketing because I feel when you do at 100, really doesn't impact anybody emotionally because they don't know what the fuck they were even made of 100 minerals. I didn't know that shit. Right? So when I'm taking it, I'm like, what the fuck, all right? Must be good, but I won't sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say, hey, you want to feel good? Take Seamoss in the morning. Boom, right here.
You'll feel great. No, you have a quick reset, immunity booster, vitality enhancer, hassle-free. No, and that's the thing. Too many of these guys get stuck on whether or not it's, it's been on the rocks or whether or not it's, from this place or that place or whether or not, people just care that it works. The CMOS just has to work. Does your CMOS work?
I don't want to sound like a dick, right? I don't want to sound like a dick, but listen, you take CMOS, and bro, I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but you still not fit. You still got a big belly and shit like that. Like what? Fix your diet. You know what I mean? CMOS gonna do shit for you.
Yeah.
You eat shit. You eat donuts, you eat McDonald's, fuck all that. Stop eating that shit.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that take CMOS that don't. You know what I mean? They've gotten past that.
I feel that if you take CMOS in the morning, you just end up not wanting to really eat that stuff.
Totally.
And then, I was getting, people to train a little bit and work out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my whole marketing if you look at my site.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at your site now. It looks good. I like the layout. I like the colors. The information is good. It's got links to the articles. So you got your SEO, The only thing...
And then keep this website on. It's epicai.io. Look at that. We'll discuss that another day. Epicai.io. EPIQAI.io. And brother, we can scale that. You know what? I don't know if I told you, but this happened 20 years ago in the Philippines, and that's how I've made a tremendous amount of money because of the technology age. So it is happening again, and a lot of people are going to want to do AI, but they don't know how to do it, right? So it's a big opportunity even in Canada.
Yeah, I'd like to see how, maybe we can work and do some of these services together. I figure out how for my business, and then I can show other people sort of under me that because this is what you need to scale your business if you're really serious about kind of going to the next level. You know what I mean? How is it good at identifying?
How we can do it is this. I offer the business, right? Then you literally go there and say, hey, I can do this for you. And then you outsource to me.
Yep.
You pay him X amount, you pay us X amount, and that's how money you can make money.
Yep.
I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. I just need to know the product better.
Overhead costs. have a low overhead cost, and I think we can even help people here on the Seamoss side. Everybody.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe even I'd like to see what the cost is to have you guys do customer service for us. Because
Well, it depends what kind.
Yeah.
Like, do you want customer service like somebody answering the phone calls?
I don't know, or it's either someone like answering emails more than probably phone calls.
Bruh, listen. How much would you pay someone to do that there? How much per month?
I don't know. I think that probably maybe 1,500 Canadian or something like that a month, depending on how many hours they did.
Okay, let's say it's $300 handle everything full time.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like answer your emails, return phone calls, answer chats.
Mm-hmm.
But if I set up your business on AI, you just need one person for $300 managing all that.
Yeah.
Send me all your data, send me all your videos, and then we're gonna cut that up, make 15 videos, put it on platforms. We can do all that.
Okay. I'll work on that. I'll work on putting together like almost like a drive that I can send to you guys.
Hey, but you know what, brother? Honestly, for you, I will do it for free first, integration, okay? But if you want someone full time to hire, you know what you can do? I will just talk about the Seamoss little discount. That'd be good.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you a discount on the Seamoss. We'll do a little.
Hey man, I like your haircut. You look good, brother. You look like you're 30 now.
I know, eh? Listen, bro, I have this barber that I've been going to since I was 15 years old. He makes me perfect. Like, and it's like funny because, huh?
You look fresh, brother.
Well, trust me, bro. He can be like drunk, half asleep, and he cut my. We were laughing at it the other day. He's like, I don't even need to think. I just like he knows my face so perfect, and he gets the lines so done nice, and and you should see what I should do a before and after picture because what I look like before and what I look like when I come out, it's just like night and day. This is how can we. You know what? I do got to start working out. I've been meaning to do that. I need to go to the gym, and I stopped drinking alcohol. Yeah, burpees are good for losing weight for sure in the belly.
Do 100 burpees, 100 air squats, 100 burpees, 100 air squats, 100 push-ups 3 times a week. You're good.
All right, I'm gonna work on that. So one of the questions.
And then eat twice a day.
Uh-huh.
Eat in the morning. Eat twice a day. You're good.
One of the questions here, they want to know how to get. He says, "How can we smaller scale folks get down there?" So we just kind of put out the plan. I'm going to start learning how it works.
What did he say?
Because they want to know how they can get into the scaling that we just talked about with the AI and all that kind of stuff.
So what we'll do is me and Luigi will talk. We've been talking about this a while ago, but I can put together a system and a process. We can support people at very low cost and they can scale.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the blend your own, brother. I can ship it to them. They can have like 400 sitting there, and they can say it's FDA approved. It's FDA approved Seamoss. It came from my facility.
Yep. But does the FDA in the Philippines translate to the FDA in the?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. The FDA CPR is international. I can ship fucking anywhere. Okay, it's just that the last time we spoke, I had to get an export license because I wasn't planning on doing that, right?
Yeah.
So now, like if someone ordered like 500, I'd be able to support it to them. But if they had the package, they can literally put my website, my facility, my CPR number, and say my Seamoss is FDA approved. Because they don't have to clean in their kitchen no more. That's the bitch of this whole thing. But the thing is, let me tell you something about my Seamoss. We wash this thing 10 times.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody can do it because of staff, right? So
I
clean this thing. Like, I put water, I change the water 10 times, and then I dump it in lemon, and then I wait 24, 48 hours, the fucking thing looks good.
Yes.
That's my secret recipe. My secret recipe is manpower.
Yeah. That's where you can get the advantage. That's your advantage there. It's having the staff. Yeah.
And I can imagine you gotta fucking like clean it, you gotta put it in, you gotta like wash it, you gotta put stickers, you gotta put
Yeah,
That's
get all the jars and stuff like that. That's something that I've always kind of said to people. Like, if you really, really want to scale, it's almost better to have one company or one group of people, produce the product, and you purchase the product with their slap your brand on it and go. Because that's how most of these tides and these other companies gain and whatever. They're all being made in one location.
Here's an idea, brother.
Okay. Oh, I'm losing it. The reception.
Seamoss, right?
What? Say it. I lost you for a bit.
Like, people can take our Seamoss because, Julie, it's our Seamoss. I just cleaned it for you, right? They can literally take that and just ship it to their fucking customer and have this customer blend it up and put a recipe on there, like add fruits or whatever. So they don't gotta blend it and put it in a jar.
True.
All they gotta worry about is marketing. So you call it blend your own Seamoss. Like, one jar is $60. Let's just say, right? So let's say we can sell it to them land at $12.
Yeah.
They can sell for $35, $40, be under market price. They don't touch the product. The product goes to them. They ship it straight to their customer. The store blends it. They save money. And then now you can work on different recipes for your content. Like, hey, you should put this, you should put that, you should put this. And now you don't got to touch their product. And now you get your 3 months FDA approved. Yeah.
And it will last longer because you have it frozen as opposed to shipping it, whatchamacallit. They keep it frozen.
St. Lucian Seamoss. You know what I mean? It's St. Lucian Seamoss, FDA approved Seamoss.
No, I think the Seamoss should always be frozen until you're ready to consume it.
Well, I take them out now and I put them in the plastic. I don't just leave them in the box anymore.
Yeah.
So I take them out, I weigh them out, and then I blend them, I clean it, then I freeze it. Then I have production twice a week. Then they'll blend it, then we'll sell it. I did the blend your own just so I can scale my, so it's easier for the staff.
Yeah. It makes it easier. I agree. Frozen, ready until ready can consume. Yeah. It's interesting how everybody really goes on the bite, like, or not the bite, the live type of Seamoss. You know what I mean? Like, they all want it fresh. No one, like, I don't know. I just feel like we should be selling it frozen. It should be in the freezer section. You take it, freeze out, you defrost it when you need it, and then So
I mean, just think about it, right? If you leave it out, right? That thing is decaying. It's just out in your fucking closet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what? Then you're gonna take it not clean. So what if you take it out, clean it right away, then freeze it, then you preserved it? So it's literally like flash frozen, I would call it. Like flash frozen steak. You freeze the freshness at that point.
Yeah. Makes sense. So Prototype Skincare says, is there a lot of clients in the Philippines?
I mean, there's 100 million people here, and I created the market, and I'm the only one that can sell. So there's definitely definitely a lot of clients here. The profit margins are very high. I sell a premium product, and the reorders are 85 to 90%.
Wow, that's good. You know what I mean? You can't complain about that. 85, 90%. Jeez. That is.
Yeah, our reorder rate is high. So, and I run different companies. This is just passion. Actually, I started this 3 years ago, and I found you during a typhoon. And I just took a shot at him, sent him money, and he sent me Seamoss.
Yeah, I remember. You guys have some crazy typhoons. I remember you sent me that video where the whole community was flooded, and the girl's like, "Oh, I guess we're not going to work. We're going to be late for the meeting."
Yeah.
That was so funny. I was like, "That's crazy."
So, brother, what we'll do is we'll talk offline, and
yeah.
I'm just gotta get my training in. Hey, they do your burpees burpees tomorrow, brother.
Pardon?
Do your burpees tomorrow.
Yes, I'll do my burpees tomorrow for sure. I gotta do some burpees and some prone cobras.
Let's talk about the AI stuff. Did you see my AI website, epicai.io?
Yeah. I checked it out. It looks cool. Customer engagement. I want to get on this. I want to figure out how we can, how I can leverage some of these services to, what I mean, my customer service has been lacking as we grow.
Oh, let me help. I can definitely help you out with that. Like, if you need response rates, what do they chat with you on? Is it on your website or do they call you?
Well, usually they email me. Some people call me, and I would like to remove that and get it back to, because before I had it where it was like a 1-800 number. So I want to get it back to the 1-800 number, and they can leave messages and people will respond to them and stuff. But it was mostly like online chat, the Shopify chat, Messenger and stuff like that, where I'm not responding to them, and not only not responding to them, but really not like keeping track and following up. You know what I mean?
Okay. So here's what we can do. I can put together an AI inside your system right now where everything will get answered. And then all the data will go inside, and they can even send them an email with your words.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk to my staff about it, and then we can have a meeting offline to do. You can consult with one of my business managers, and they'll understand your system, and then they're gonna go do the research and do a tech stack and find out what's the best AI for your business, and we'll implement it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then what I'll do is
you just gotta send me some purple Seamoss.
Yeah, no problem. Lots of purples. I'll start sending you some green Seamoss too.
Yeah.
There's even some.
I'll do that. I'll talk to him now, and then let's schedule something like next. What's today?
Today's Thursday.
Friday.
Well, it's Friday for you.
We'll schedule something next week. I'll talk to them today.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Listen, you look fresh. Keep on getting that hair shape, man. And then if you have any your people want to discuss this stuff, let me know. We can have a call.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and then once the card gets done, it's $1 account. We'll put the order through on the site. My accountant will.
Okay, no problem. All right.
Stock, right?
I just ran out of stock. I'm getting new stock next week. So by the time you take care of this, I'll have stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. Much love.
Yes, you too. Love.
We'll talk soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye. That's my buddy Jay. We've been working together for a good 2 years now. It's been quite a time. Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see how his system, because he's in Philippines, and they're in a position where they can do the what should I call it? They can offer these services like for a lot less than someone in North America could do it. And so. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these messages because I want to see if I'm getting the comments and stuff. It feels like I'm not. I'll pin this to the feature. That was great info. He makes it sound so easy. I mean, nothing in life is really easy, right? But the more you work at it, the more effort you put into it, the easier it's going to get for you. And so, it's like it's all hard work, but in some ways it's worth it. Like the love and the fun that you have with it. That's why they say you got to do something that you love. You know what I mean? So that you don't, you put in that passion and that love for it. Seems like this thing is. The video sucks. Sorry, I'm just checking on my live stream here, and it seems like, you know what it is? I think if I'm off the screen, it's not doing um, a proper job. Let's see if that works better. Because it's like frozen. Oh, there, yeah. It was frozen on my face, and so I figured it out. So yeah, he's got a really interesting business, and he's grown from just making some gels to now they have a full like facility to where they do all the marketing, they do all the processing, the cleaning, they freeze all the stuff there. I don't know if you saw them, but they're in like vacuum seal packs, and he says that he keeps them in the vacuum seal packs until they're ready to be um, they're ready to sell them, and then they defrost them and blend them in a blender and pour them into the containers. And so, for some, that can be a very efficient way of managing the product and making sure that the product doesn't spoil. To make sure that it stays optimal by being sort of flash frozen. And so someone was asking how to get involved with all that AI. I'm going to go offline and work with him and sort of develop a product which I would feel comfortable investing in my own self for my business. And then I'm going to show people, like, I'm going to share it with everybody else, saying basically, this is something that I agree with and approve because I feel like it's going to help, you know, uh, help those that want to grow, you know? So he says 1 million people, and he's the only one that can sell Seamoss. So now, yes, he said that, but I think really like he's the only one that can sell Seamoss commercially in stores. I'm sure there's lots of people that are selling Seamoss as a product, but like where he's at in his business, he's trying to get his Seamoss product in their Costco. So the Philippines version of Costco is where he's marketing his product, or he's getting his business like ramped up to be able to sell to that market. And so, you know, in that area, he's probably the only one that can legally sell it in stores. Yes. But I'm sure there's people that are selling it person to person and stuff like that. But in a country like Philippines, it's kind of I don't know for sure, but I would assume that it's almost like because there's so many people, it's so overwhelming to try and sell to your friends and family. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you would spend so much time, like you have to set it up so that it can run quickly and smoothly and be able to serve as many people, or else you would lose so much business that it wouldn't make sense being in business, if that makes sense saying it. And yeah, I agree. Frozen is all the way. Like we should have it in sort of like freezable pouches or containers that can be defrosted when needed, almost even like ice cubes. You know what I mean? Or portion size. Uh, really? Like imagine we had ice cubes and those were the portion size gel, like so that one cube is the equivalent of 2 or 4 tablespoons. And so you just, throw a couple cubes into your blender when you're blending whatever you're mixing, whether it be like an oatmeal or what. I think that would be really cool. You know, and a way to market your product. And something that like, it's like he said, like he's not even like marketing it how everybody else is marketing it. So if you try to market like a different sort of method on which to take the CMOS and how to store and package it, it's possible that you can, capture a market that, might not have been there before. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's probably a bunch of people that are buying the gel, but if someone offered them the opportunity to buy it in ice cubes, they would buy it all day long, maybe. Like, we don't know until we try and start selling it. But I think there is a market out there for that sort of delivery method, and you can probably get some really good sales by selling that, and even be able to get it into stores where the stores were previously not willing to have it because of the shelf life and stuff. The best and quickest ways to make money is to solve a problem that many people have. you know. And one big problem is getting CMOS into the stores, into shelves. So if you can figure without spoiling, so if you can figure out a way to capitalize on that, that's an opportunity that that's worth pursuing. So you portion the ice cube size for smoothies for your personal use. Yeah, I can see how a lot of people would do it and how it can what's the word I'm looking for? Be like almost like a time saver, you know, for sure, for sure. And so in the business, you got to think about like, you know, what are the many different ways that I can be promoting this product or getting this in? Because at the end of the day, it's all about just getting something into someone's hands. You know what I mean? And having them agree to take it. That's the success of the sale. That's how you make money. And the more people you show it to, then the more conversions and the more sales you'll get. So a lot of this business, really, the success of this business comes down to just putting it in front of people's faces. How do you get this in front of people's faces? How many different ways can you try to get it in people's faces? How can you get it in as many faces for as cheap as possible? Like those are some of the kind of questions you need to kind of be asking yourself if you're a business owner and you want to increase your business and the sales. And then ask yourself really like how much time are you investing in the sale, in the business, in running it, in trying to get new customers or new business and stuff. Many people that's sort of like their biggest what's the word I'm looking for? It's like their biggest roadblock or their biggest like what's stopping them from success is that they're not putting enough time into their business. They're not spending enough time trying to acquire new sales. They'll spend all this time on the marketing, all this time on marketing, all this time on the packaging, all this time on the logo. You know what I mean? No one cares about the logo. You know what? The logo is built based on your activities. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it's not the logo that that is important. It's what the logo represents. No one looks at a product and says, "Oh my God, that's a good logo. I'm buying. I'm putting my $1,000 on that right now." No, someone sees the logo and sees the activities and what that company is doing to represent that logo, and then they decide if they resonate and want to buy into that idea. So it says, when will you have some available to order by the pound? When would I have what to order by the pound? I'm not sure what you're referring to. So you'll have to let me know. If it's CMOS, I always have CMOS that you can order by the pound. You can order 1,000 pounds of CMOS off me. And am I going to do honey? Yes, this year we should be harvesting some honey now. I have a feeling that the honey I'll have is limited. I might get maybe 20 kilograms or so. I don't think I'm going to get too much, um, although you never know. But I'm in the process of still expanding the apiary, and so this year we're at I think 5 hives, and so by the end of this season, I want to be able to go into the winter with approximately 15 hives. And so, but I have a feeling we'll get to just around 10 or 12 hives to go to winter. And then as we come out of winter next year, we're going to be doubling that from 10 hives to 20. And I think we're going to hover around 25 for the first year or two. And that's, you know, we're going to see like sort of like what our production levels are and what's coming in, what money we're bringing in, and then we'll decide if we really want to scale up. But one of the things I've been talking to with my friends who I'm in the honey business with is we're going to supplement, because we're looking at different nectar sources to give the bees, because you know the more the bees have, the more nectar source the bees have, the more they'll produce honey and the faster they produce it. So we're looking at lavender and other pollinator flowers and stuff. And so one of the ideas was like, well, look, we can do elderberry, you know, and we could put some elderberry bushes up and have a little mini elderberry farm, and the bees can feed off the elderberry plants or you know, fruits there, and that might even have an additional revenue stream, whereas we can sell elderberry, um, you know, honey that's, you know, been processed with elderberry nectar, which I don't know, but who knows? Like I definitely, the possibility of having additional medicinal benefits is very likely. Um, says, do you sell sea moss powder and Irish moss powder? So I sell sea moss powder. I don't sell anything Irish moss. And if that's what you mean, like Honduras Crispus, no, I don't. I only sell sea moss from St. Lucia. And he said, that's what I need to know, placing my order after the live. Good luck. Thank you for the business. Let me know if you have any questions. You know, it is good CMOS. If you were watching earlier, you know, this guy, Jay, he's from the Philippines, and he ships the CMOS all the way from St. Lucia to him, and he's had it tested, and he didn't want to go. I could tell he didn't want to go too deep into what the test results are, because they're kind of, you know, these guys spend a lot of money on these tests, and I don't think they really like, and I don't blame them. Like, you don't really want to share the details of it, because it'd be different if everybody was getting the test. The test would be cheaper for everybody, but no one wants to invest the money in the test. And so, you know, it's only fair if you invest the money that you should have a right to dictate how you distribute the information. So, Earthly Sense that you brought some bladderwrack for me, but don't really know how to process it. Um, Okay, maybe give me a call so we can talk on it. But you know, to be honest with you, I'm not a big expert on how to process it. I know this, that it's not like traditional CMOS that we get from the Caribbean. It's more, you know, like you don't soak the CMOS. It can't be rehydrated, and it's not even really thick. You know. What's up, Yusuf? And so a lot of people that I talk to, when they use it, they mix it in when they're making the CMOS gel, and so they'll blend it in so that it's kind of like a bladderwrack CMOS combination. It's been a long day. I've been up since early this morning. I'm crazy. Let's see what you Yusuf saying. Maria's still there. I'm gonna invite some people. See who wants to join. Whoever joins first gets to talk to me. Who's first? Yusuf. Quick on the button. Not much. What are you saying?
Oh, I got the video backwards.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? Long.
I said I have my bonnet on. He would be crushed for me to be on video.
I know it's been a while. You know.
How you been?
Good. I've been good. I've been just living life. You know, trying to stay out of trouble and stuff.
I've been watching you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So definitely tonight I wanted to talk about like different ways of making money and scaling. Do you have any questions? Are you going through any issues? Yeah.
I don't feel I'm going through any issues because my business is really like home based, right? I'm still working my full-time job, but I also run the business because I work from home, so I do them both at the same time. Hope my boss isn't working. But so I'm not really having no problems. what I will say is I do have issues with grabbing the social media audience. I try to do videos and stuff like that, but I may have about 290 something followers, maybe. But I'm on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a lot of foot traffic, and I don't even have a store.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing like super awesome on Google because I'm on Google.
Yeah.
So that's where I get a lot of my new customers, and then most of my other customers are word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. So, what would be your concern about wanting to be on social, seeing as the other platforms seem to be working for you?
Well, it was my son pushing me to get on social media. He just felt like I could grab the audience and get more customers. But I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm pushing like every day. Now, I do put up sales and stuff every Wednesday, so I do get a small audience from that.
Mm.
But as far as like getting people to follow me and making me what is it, a blue star? That's not happening.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. Don't waste your time on trying to achieve that.
Yes.
At least.
And I told him, I said, I don't have that kind of time. Like, I don't. So I try to do my little videos on Saturdays when I'm prepping and stuff like that. But other than that, I just go with Google. As long as I keep Google updated, when they, in my area, when they Google Seamoss, I'm the first one that comes up.
There you go. And that's
working for me.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is when people are looking for you, find you. What I would even maybe look at doing is seeing, since you're getting a lot of foot traffic and you're getting a lot of people coming in, utilize that traffic and those people's happiness to create the content for the thing. Because I feel like the social media should really be more of like a business card or like a postcard. For when people are looking for something, they can see this is who you are. So you shouldn't try to deviate from what makes you feel comfortable in yourself, because eventually these people, if they follow you long enough, they'll find out that you're not genuine, and that could have a negative effect, right? It's better to just do what you feel is fun and you enjoy and is not work, so that when you do it, it's not, you know what I mean? And the social media. Yeah, it will just come. But at the end of the day, it's not really working for you. So don't put it in your number one wheelhouse. Do what's working for you and expand on that. And then almost like that stuff, you know what I mean, will bring it in. I mean, here's the question: do you really like social media?
I put up pictures of myself every day.
Yeah, well then.
So I mean, I do, but I don't. Like I'm not gonna say I'm shy, but I am a little shy.
Mm-hmm.
So I do it when I feel like it, Like
Yeah.
if I'm feeling it that morning and I want to turn the music on and show people how I'm making the Seamoss or something, I'll put up a video of that. But other than that, no, I don't really do it. I may come on like you do and talk for a little while on live, but I don't do it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's working for me as far as when my customers come and I tell them if they like the product, I tell them to give me a review on any platform that they want to. Once I see the review, I'll send you a coupon, and that's what works for me.
I think that's the best way because it's the social proof. And then,
Absolutely.
like, are you happy with the amount of sales that you're getting right now?
Right now, yes.
Okay, so then
Because
fuck social media.
Yeah, it's only me, and I can handle the volume.
Yeah.
I have about 500 customers, so yeah.
That's good. Don't worry about it.
For a small business, I'm really good.
Yeah, a lot of times people will lead you down these paths thinking that this is what you want, but it's not what you want. It's what they want. Your son wants to be on social media. Your son wants to be, you know what I mean?
He is. That's the thing. He's popular on social media.
So then,
I was never that popular person.
So then you guys should develop a partnership where it's kind of like, okay, bro, you can do the social media. You start your own social media brand. And you know what I mean? I'll knock $5 off. Like for every one you sell of mine, I'll give you $5 or $10.
Look, I tell him he could be my promoter on social media.
Yeah.
You can create all the content. You can do all that.
Yeah.
I'll pay you for it.
Yeah, but even pay him for it based on performance.
Absolutely.
The hard, because then he's going to work really hard. When he first sees that $1,000 check come in because he sold so many jars, you know, and then you motivate him onto the right path. He's learned a skill. You know what I mean? Because he's not selling anything online.
Right, exactly. So for me, like when I started I started doing this because I had ate it myself, and I the benefits that it did, what it did for me, I wanted to share that.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, I created this whole business. I started studying herbalism and doing all this stuff. So I can tell people, what I experienced and then share it with them. And that's usually what works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to have a huge, I don't have to have millions of customers because the same 500 customers are going to come back every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And that's what's mattered. That's what my friend Jay was talking about before, is that it's not about just selling this product to someone. It's about getting them to come buy back. And he's like, I moved away from the 95 minerals. He's like, I don't even talk about the minerals. I talk more about the solutions that these products are going to give. Because, yeah, sure, if you sell someone on the 92 mineral idea, they might take it once or take it twice. But if you know that this is going to increase, your heart health or reduce inflammation in your body, which is what you're looking for, you're gonna take it every month.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what's been working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You finally got me on here.
Yes, I know.
I've been hiding.
Mm-hmm.
But I watch you every day, and I'm so proud of you. And I will say that since I started, I think we started around the same time with the first time we talked.
Mm-hmm.
And because people always ask me who my source is, not telling you. You gotta find your own. You can buy from me, but you gotta find your own. And because I have people, since I've been doing so well, and I don't know how people know, but they know.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several people reach out to me to try to be my source.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, I'm never leaving him, ever.
Yeah. So
Ever.
most.
You have the best product, and I will never leave you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it. But
that's why I'm waiting for this honey, because I know that honey is going to be pure too.
Fire.
I'm waiting for that honey to come.
Yeah, it's going to be fire. But what happens a lot is I found out a lot of people, a lot of these other competitors, they go on to my friends list and all that kind of shit, and then they reach out to these people.
Oh, okay, so that's what's going on. Because I have a lot of people in my DM on Instagram trying to get me to buy from them.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever.
And they maybe even buy them from you.
We're so big. I was saying that to one of my friends today. It's like in St. Lucia, there's only like 5 or 6 people that you can go to really get on a consistent basis more than 1,000 pounds of high quality Seamoss. Like you could get 1,000 pounds of Seamoss, but it's almost impossible to get 1,000 pounds of premium grade consistently the same quality all through the 1,000 pounds. You know what I mean?
Look, the smell alone when I open the bag mesmerizes me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, when I have people that come in and they haven't tried Seamoss before, or they have tried and they had a bad experience, I always pull out because when you send it to me, I take it and I put it in these huge jars. They maybe 120 ounce jars. I have them all over my shelves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I take and put them in that, and I always show them the Seamoss first, and then I'll take the top off and smell it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't smell like the sea,
no.
None of that, and they are just amazed, and it just grabs them, and that's how I get them.
Mm-hmm. And you know what that comes from? It comes from the type of farmers that we work with, and the way that they clean and dry the Seamoss. A lot of people think that it coming from the rock or it coming from the wild is really, that's probably the least important of all the aspects of the Seamoss. You know what I mean?
You know how many people call me and ask me that on the phone?
What is it from the rock?
Is it grown in shallow water?
No.
Like, sir, This is every day. People call me and ask me crazy stuff like
No,
that.
they always ask me, is the
But I get
Seamoss
it because,
fake?
you know, they're reading, they're trying to learn about it, and they're reading all this different stuff to make, you know, when I first started, I had people calling me saying, hey, the government is going to take over Seamoss. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep pushing until they take over.
Yeah, like,
I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. But, you know, it's a lot of myths out there that people really grasp hold to. And that's what deters them from even trying the product.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I heard about it, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you heard about it, but have you actually tried it to see what it actually can do for you?
And then when they try it, their mind is blows.
I've had one customer lose 60 pounds off of it.
Wow.
But of course, just like he said, the guy that was on before me, she had to change her diet. She had to incorporate exercise. And then I had another customer lose 40 pounds off of it. I had a diabetic patient that had sores on the bottom of her feet, and it cured that.
Wow.
So it's a lot of things that the product actually does for you, but you as a person have to make some changes as well.
For sure. Overall, you know what I mean? Yeah. What are you saying, Yusuf? What's been going on with you, bro?
Not much, man. Just finished driving.
Where state are you in now?
I think it's Breezewood, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Where
you from? Where are you from, Yusuf?
I'm from New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said Breezewood. That's really close. I've driven through there before myself.
Yeah. It's up in the mountains, and I think it's not too far from Harrisburg. Because right now, I think the Hershey factory of distribution is down here. That's what I have in my truck. Just like a whole bunch of chocolate.
That's where the Pittsburgh Steelers store is. If you go in that store, you'll see my name on their wall because I'm a Ravens fan.
I was gonna say that they have it like, don't let this lady in the building.
How much stuff they had, and they had all these things on the wall, all these signatures on the wall, and I said, oh, well, I'm here. I'm going to sign my name on the wall. Yeah.
Oh, so you signed it yourself. It's not like they put it on there, you know?
Yeah, I signed it myself. He gave me a pen, and I went in there and signed it myself. Hey, hi.
Hey, guys, I want you guys to give a shout out to Ashley and Naeem. These guys run Holistic Vibes. Yeah. So this is their first time on the live. Where are you guys?
We're about to blend, man. 2,500 jars.
Oh, yes, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. He's starting to learn our schedule now.
Yeah. No, because listen, these guys are a very big operation. It's funny that you guys come on because one of the topics today, guys, I was talking about was scaling and about increasing sales and business and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so these guys have a system. Is it okay that I tell your system? Yeah. Is that like they start doing their gels in the afternoons of Thursday, and they do it all night till Friday morning. And so that keeps them having the gels ready so that for all the orders for the week that they put it out. And Naeem is
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Naeem is the master blender.
You're gonna make me cry today, Julian.
I try.
Ashley's the boss. I just work here.
I just went on their website the other day because I love I monitor the bigger companies.
Mm-hmm.
I monitor them to see what they're doing different. Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm. No, Naeem and Ashley are really good people. I had the opportunity of spending a week with them in St. Lucia, and we had a lot of fun. I can't wait to go back there with them again. And actually, you know what? Dudes, I'm going to send you guys, I made a YouTube video of this property that I'm looking at. When you see this, it's going to blow your mind away. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not in the north though. That's the only negative thing. It's not in the capital.
Man, can't wait to come back down, man, and continue to build with you, man. Appreciate the hospitality, for real, for real.
Yeah. No. These guys got in and got dirty with us. They're helping us out and coming to the warehouse, and we were going to the beach, and they met all the farmers and stuff like that. You know what? Tell us a little bit about your experience in St. Lucia, Naeem.
Experience in St. Lucia is definitely a culture shock. For real, for real. And the hospitality, man. Yo, shout out to Ashton, man. Ashton for mayor.
He is the mayor of Viewport.
Ashton for mayor. I'll be working on the footage that we shot in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on the editor to finish up on the final touches. Let me show you guys a little bit of the facility where we make the magic happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I believe we go through 2 boxes of Seamoss a week.
Wow.
Just for blending. It's just for blending. So we pre-soak it. You know, only use the best of the best. Crystal geyser. Alright, that's just straight water. This is an exclusive.
Yeah. I'm you know, this is rare that we get, you know, the insight behind the scenes of Holistic Vibes. You know?
Julian, I gotta get to work. My boss is looking at me.
Yeah. He's like, why did you even join the live? You were supposed to go.
Proud of you guys.
All right. Yo, we got that meeting 1:30 tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be there. I hope you guys will be there. You're not too tired from blending gel all night.
Yeah, maybe we get done with this. I'll chat with you later.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
Okay, no problem. Take care.
That is awesome.
Love those guys. Great people, man. Really good people.
Yeah, I just
Holistic
went on
Vibes.
their website. Literally, I think it was Friday. I went on their website just to see, you know, what they were doing, and I was like, this is, you know, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because this for me is going to be like my retirement plan.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want to do as an old lady.
Well, this is what I was kind of asking you earlier. Like, you know, I wanted to ask you earlier is like, you see, like, if you had an opportunity to quit your job and do this full time, would you do it?
Absolutely.
So what are you waiting for?
The opportunity.
You create the opportunity. You create that opportunity.
You ask, I tell. The opportunity.
But it's up to you.
Once I start making the money that I make on my job, I'm gone.
But you got a plan to make that money. You got to figure out what you need to do. Like, how much is enough? You know what I mean? Like, I was saying this to someone the other day, and I'm saying it to myself all the time. It's like, okay, you're working hard. You do 10 hours a day, but is that enough? If you did 12 hours a day, would that be enough? You know, sometimes we stop ourselves 2, 3, like so close to the goal because we think we're already doing enough, but we can push ourselves. We don't know how hard we can push ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And I think one of the things you might want to do if you're serious about wanting to quit your job is how much do you have to sell in order for you to quit? Like, do you know that number?
No, and that's what I need to figure out too.
That's why you can't achieve that number, because you'll never be able to achieve it until you know what it takes to achieve it.
Right. No, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
Because you could do
I gotta be serious about it, and I know if I put 100% focus into it, it will be successful.
Yeah.
Because even a little bit of focus that I put in is giving me success.
Oh.
So if I go all the way in where I'm doing it 100% of my time, yeah.
This is what people don't realize about Seamoss that I learned right away, and this is why I'm fully in it. This is a new market. This is like brand new, like, and it's very limited in who has access to it. Not everybody can go and get Seamoss and import. No, not everybody knows where to buy it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's in the corner store in every location that I can just pick it up. You know what I mean? And so we're in a unique position where we're not so much the gatekeepers, but we're the providers. And the more people that we can like, let know that we have this to provide, it's like drugs. Do you know what I mean? But people gotta know that you're the drug dealer. No one's gonna come and say, "Oh, where's the drug dealer? Who's the drug dealer?" Because before they even start asking, someone's in their face saying, "Hey, you want to buy this drugs?" So it's almost like you gotta be that guy that's going to everybody saying, "Who wants to buy? Who wants to buy? Who wants to buy? Who wants to buy?" Because if it's not you, it's gonna be someone else saying it. And the sooner someone,
I agree with you. I
yeah,
had somebody come pick up the order tonight. He's one of my friends that I've known for quite some time, and he told me, he said, I didn't know that this was a legitimate business for you. He said, I actually thought this was a side hustle.
yeah.
And I was like, no, because you don't follow me on social media. You don't see what I'm really pushing out there, so you wouldn't know.
But they,
So you're right. I
but
got to
they,
put more
they,
into it.
but they shouldn't even have to follow you on social media. Your actions should dictate it and show that that's where you're the direction that you're heading. You know what I mean? Because if you're not treating the business full time or know like how much, and this is what I wanted to do was kind of do a quick exercise is, if you like, I'm not going to ask you how much you make a month now, but if you had an amount of money that you would like to make every month so that, if I had this money, I would be comfortable. What would be that approximate number?
I could be comfortable after reinvesting into my company if I make probably about $12,000 a month.
12,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could still be comfortable that way.
Okay. So currently in your job, you're making close to 12,000, if not more than 12,000. Nowhere near.
No.
Okay.
So what I'm saying to you is, I added in what I make on my job a month.
Yeah.
And I subtracted what I spend back into the business a month.
No, I just want to know how much, like, you know what I mean? If I made this much money in my pocket, you know what I mean? This is what I'm happy with. Like, for example, for me, my mortgage, is like 1,500 a month. My phone bill, it's 500.
1,500.
Huh?
1,500.
Why? That's a lot.
No, that's a little bit.
Well, it's a condo.
I pay 24.
For a condo?
I have a townhouse.
Oh, okay. So I have a 1 bedroom plus den condo, but I bought it cheap. Like the originally my mortgage was like $500 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to borrow some money and refinance the place, but my mortgage was like $100,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. So okay, 12,000, and then how much do you sell your jars for?
So I have my sizes range from 8-ounce to 32-ounce.
Okay.
My 32-ounce right now is 65.
Okay, and then what is your 16-ounce?
My 16-ounce is 40.
Okay, and then would you say that's your top seller, or like your the most? What one do you do the most?
The 12 and the 16-ounce is what I do the most.
So you have 12, 16, and 32?
8, 12, 16, and 32.
Wow, that's so many jars. How do you keep track with that?
Because see, I put different stuff on sale every week.
Yeah.
So it depends on what I put on sale that my customers actually grab. Like I have customers, if I put an 8-ounce jar on sale, they'll come and buy 5 jars.
Yeah, to add it up and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because they like to put them in the freezer and take them out when they're ready.
Mm. And
then I just started doing bundles this month, but my bundles are only 16 and 12 ounce.
Mm-hmm. So what?
You think I'm doing too many?
I mean, for me, I would think that's too many. I mean, it's up to you, right? Like, I can't tell you how to structure your business because the business has to be structured in a way that makes you happy and works for you. I don't sell enough gels to know, you know what I mean? But I know from my experience of just marketing and selling, I like to try to keep things under three and under. You know what I mean? I feel that when you give someone 3 choices, they have to pick one. If it's more than 3, like 5, or more than 5, it confuses them and it gets them to like they won't pick something because they can't decide on what to pick. And if it's 2, it's they will pick, but sometimes they have this kind of regret, like, oh, well, did I pick the right one? What if I picked the other one? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I've been thinking for a while to discontinue my 8 ounce, but if I do that, I would have to like put them on sale so I can, because I have so much supplies here.
Why would you?
Put it on sale.
Yeah, and that would be another reason why to reduce it is because as you get into the 4 jars, you have to buy a certain amount of minimum for each one. When you do it to 3, you know what I mean. You kind of reduce that overhead, or even 2, But
I sell juices too, and I had to do the same thing with my juices. I used to sell 4 different sizes of juices. I cut them out, and now I only do 16 ounce.
Yeah, I think if it was me, I'd probably do 2 or 3 sizes, but then have a small size that I would launch for like say you want to do some kind of limited special or limited this or whatever. You know what I mean? Like for drops. You know what I mean? And drop them in an 8 ounce and only in the 8 ounce, so that way if they want more than that, then they have to maximize it, and then you sell out quickly. You know what I mean? You do small batches for 8. And then you can control the amount of jars you buy and stuff like that. Only invest it when you're about to do a drop or a launch. But
you want to see my setup?
Yeah, sure.
Hold on a second. I'm upstairs, so
no problem.
Excuse me while I run down the stairs, and it's gonna be dark. So
But
hold on a second.
but getting back to what we were saying, so at $40 a jar, you would have to sell 300 jars in a month to make that 12,000. If you did it in 28 days per month, that's like 10.7 jars. Let's say 11 jars. So if you could find out a way to sell the 11 jars per month at $40, you would gross the 12,000.
But then I can do that because I'm sure I do that. So this is all my supplies.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nice setup. Mm-hmm.
You say I'm big time. So I'm doing ingestible oils. And look, here's the Seamoss.
On the jars and everything.
Yeah, when you send it to me, I put it in this.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
All my other stuff. And then I have the herbs here. These are all my herbs that I use.
For the added thing.
Yeah, and then I have, this is my healthy snacks.
Oh, nice. A lot of snacks.
I done took over my whole kitchen, so. This used to be the dining room, but now it's my office.
Yes, they run you like everything out of there. That's a nice setup.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The big production line and
I
stuff.
appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So I'm going to think about that because I have been thinking about it anyway to cut down on, costs.
Uh-huh.
And just focus on doing, 2 or 3 sizes because the 8-ounce really sells, but it sells when I put it on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll put an 8-ounce jar on sale for $15, and like I said, customers will buy it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would have the 8-ounce for sales, like for special drops, and also when you're doing like events and stuff like that for like an introduction, like like say I've never tried Seamoss before, then you have that one to sell to people that you offer. Okay, well here, take this one. It's $15. What do you got to lose?
Because I do a sample kit too.
Uh-huh.
And a sample kit, the sample kit I have is $40. You get 2 4-ounce jars of Seamoss, 3 4-ounce juices, and 3 2-ounce boosters.
Yeah, that's cool. You have a lot of that stuff. You have a lot of products, man. You should be, you know what I mean, trying to see how you can sell more. And then one way that you could look and how do you say it? One strategy you could employ to help you get into this business faster and out of your own job quicker is to wholesale it to other people. You become the production for these other people, and so
I do that too. I don't know know if you know.
No.
You talk all the time on email, but I don't know if you noticed. I've been bugging you a lot. Like, where's my order? Where's my order? Because I do that now. I started the wholesale stuff because people in this area, they have problems getting it. Either their vendors are really slow,
Yes.
or they don't have it in stock.
Yes,
so,
it's hard to get it.
Local, yeah, and because I'm local, I just started doing that in January.
So I'll know who you are. I need to know what was your last order number, and then I'll know.
7108 and 7107.
710. Oh, okay. Now I know who you are, because we had to put the orders together.
Yeah. Remember, I was on your social media. I was like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was just talking to these guys earlier. The guy from Philippines. What the? Sorry, someone just put a crazy order in here, and whatever. Sorry, I just sold like $2,000 worth of Seamoss out of the blue. Huh?
The guy that said, "When are you gonna have it by the pound?" Maybe it's him.
No. I know who this guy is. This is another guy. It's a guy from Montreal, but I wasn't expecting him to order this much from me. Like, it just like he was like, "Oh, once I get this one order, I'll place another order." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And I think he was gonna play. I thought he was gonna play like 10 pounds. And he ends up ordering 35. But hey, I'm not complaining. I just need to get more. I need to get more Seamoss. And that's the hardest thing right now. It's not easy getting consistent supply, you know?
Yep. And that's why I try to keep it here. So I don't wait until I run out or anything like that. I try to keep it here. And I'm selling it so fast now that I try to make sure that I'm ordering at least 20, 30 pounds.
You should.
I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but for my business it is.
No, it's reasonable. But you'd be surprised the amount of people that don't even come close to buying that amount. And it's like, I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes they'll talk to me and I'm like, what? So the other day, this girl calls me and is like, what's going, because I'll be honest, we've been hit with an unexpected surge of business, right? And I've kept our workforce small because it helps keep our prices low. Like, if I had to hire more people, I'd have to raise the prices and stuff. Okay. My cousin works at the warehouse. He's the only guy. He's not the most fastest guy on the planet, but he's also not the most expensive guy. If you get my trick, I get what I pay for, and I'm okay with that. Yusuf, you should see this guy. Like I straight up said to his face, "Is like, I can't pay you a regular wage because the way you work. If I had to pay you a regular wage and watch you work, I would disown you as a family." Like, this guy rolls in like 2 PM, and the orders have to be out by 5. I've been there since 11. I'm just like, okay.
I already knew that you had a surge of orders coming because usually my orders come pretty fast. So when I had this instance the last time, I was like, okay, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I feel I know him, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to reach out to him on social media.
It's always good to reach out to me, and I'll say this, okay? I am a completely different person than what you would meet or see me say on Facebook. On Facebook, people, huh?
You're an all-around nice guy, so that's one of the reasons why I want to stay with you, because I don't know if you remember this. I'm going to say this. I don't know if you remember this. During the pandemic, I had ordered some Seamoss, right?
Okay.
And you were going to ship it to me. I don't know if it was coming from Canada or wherever it was coming from, but it got stuck in customs.
Okay. For like a month.
Yes, and I contacted you to find out where my order was, and you told me it had got stuck in customs, and you said, I'm going to send you some Seamoss from Atlanta.
Yep.
For my facility in Atlanta, and you don't have to pay for it. I said, what?
Well, because I knew it was in customs, and I knew it wasn't your fault, and you needed the Seamoss. Yeah.
But that's what did it for me to continue to purchase from you.
No,
because I said nobody is going to do that.
But here's the thing: I don't do that for everybody, because if you come,
that's why I'm not going anywhere.
But if you come at me the wrong way,
right.
I'll fucking give you I'll tell you straight. I'll tell you to beat it. I don't give a fuck. I don't need your business. You know what I mean? If you're gonna stress me out and cause me, you know what I mean, like whatever issues, then I like go buy from someone else. And in some ways, you need to be like that in your business, because if you try, you cannot cater to everybody. And if you try to cater to everybody, you will lose your mind.
Absolutely.
Because there's some people that just will never be happy. But online, like for a lot of people, they think I'm obnoxious, I'm an asshole. I troll a lot of people. Ask Yusuf, he knows. I troll a lot of people. Like I will get up in your face. I troll Victor Bowman so much. So much. That's a low-key thing I don't tell anybody I do. Anytime I see, because he always changes his profiles, he always changes his handles and stuff like that. So whenever I get one, I'm just like, hey, what's up, Victor? You don't know shit. Block. He's always blocking me.
He blocks you, huh?
A lot of people block me, you know?
No, but you're all around a great guy, and that's why I continue to watch your videos. I
Thank
wish
you.
you nothing but success.
Thank you. I appreciate that, you know?
I appreciate you asking me to join. You pulled me out of my comfort zone. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for.
Nice meeting you, Yusuf. I'm getting ready to go, though, because the old lady has to go to bed. She has to get up for an 8 o'clock meeting.
All right. Well, hey, listen.
Love you guys. Nothing but success, okay?
Thank you. But listen, if you want, keep reaching out to me and talk to me if you want some help and advice, because, you know, really doing the $12,000, it's not that.
It's not hard.
You know, if you put in 8 hours a day of you trying to source business, I guarantee you within a month, you know, or even 2 weeks, you would get the business or be on track to make that $12,000. It's just hard to keep that consistent commitment without knowing that it's actually going to happen.
Right, so I'm going to reach out to you.
Okay.
It was some things I wanted to talk to you on a personal note about anyway, so this was perfect.
Okay.
This was bound to happen, I guess, so I appreciate that. My name is Leslie, and it's Earthly Essence.
Yes.
So don't forget me.
I won't. No, I know the name Leslie. Leslie with the last name with a W.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, see, I know. Do you know, like, for a long time, I thought you were a male.
Why? Because my name is Leslie.
Yeah, I know a lot of Leslies that are guys.
Yeah, but that's because you live in Canada.
I know.
No, all the female Leslies live in the U.S.
That's it, in the South, right?
Absolutely. Okay, I'll be reaching out to you. Thank you.
All right, take care, Leslie. It was great talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yusuf, Wagwan. You just chilling in the cut, eh?
Yeah, my dog don't want to be bothered with me today.
Your dog's in the truck with you? You take your dog with the truck with you now?
Even I for a while.
I didn't know that.
Hold up.
How's he like truck life? There he is. Yo, Wagwan. He has his own little doghouse.
Yeah, he got a little bit. You can't really see it, but his thing is under the bed.
So he has his own little dog bed.
Yeah, because my trunk, I have space under the bed, but my bed also doubles as a table. I can make it out of a table and have like 4 people can sit up at the table at one time.
Nice. crazy.
Oh yeah, this my new truck. It's the Volvo. My last one,
Did you buy this one, or are you still leasing?
no, I ain't bought right now. It's not a good time to buy. It's damn sure ain't a good time to lease either. But buying a truck, like probably back then I could have got one for like 170, 180. Right now it's like 300.
Wow, that's crazy.
So close to 200,000, 300,000. The truck I want is like 300,000. But the truck itself is bigger because it has a queen size bed, it has a bathroom and a shower and oven and stove and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So it's big and it has a real refrigerator.
Oh,
But
that's
the
nice.
trailer is short. The trailer is short, and that's the truck I wanted, but it went up like 100,000. So
Yeah,
that's a little too high for my pockets.
Sounds crazy.
There's a lot of Seamoss, those your friends.
Oh, the Holistic Vibe, bro. Those guys are huge. They move a lot. Like, they're probably one of my biggest like buyers. They move a lot of Seamoss. Like, a lot of Seamoss. Like, they're up there with Alexio in Transformation Factory.
Alexio is
Transformation Factory.
Hold on. That is the guy who was on Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I just was looking at him. I saw like his little blender. He was getting his little machine. It's real big. And it makes the Seamoss gel for him.
Yeah, or he was in Germany or something ordering some kind of device or something. I think I seen that on his TikTok or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was checking that out. You know, I'm always seeking information so where I can get it from.
Yeah. But these guys, they're amazing to do business with, for sure. Like, really cool, very easy kind of going. You know what I mean? They get it. They understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're the only people that have never really sort of argued with me or negotiated with me about the price. They're kind of like, "Oh, that's your price? Okay." They make it work. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of respect for them for that, because they understood like the work. And when they came down to St. Lucia, they really saw the work that was involved in producing this and what these guys have to do to make it. And this is something I was even explaining to someone today, is that this is what these people don't realize, is that, like, okay, the average farmer probably makes about 100 pounds in a month, right? So it takes them all month to make this 100 pounds. And if the price, and I'm not saying this is what the price is, but say the price was $20 a pound, he's only making like $2,000 for the month. If someone wanted to offer him $6 for that, which is kind of like what people are like saying, like, give me $6, I want $3 or whatever. It's like, now that one person is making $600 as opposed to 2,000. Do you know what I mean? And what's happening, and it's like, what they don't realize is, like, say I want to sell you 1,000 pounds, I got to go to 10 different people and get the 100 pounds from each person. There's very few people on the island that are producing, say, 1,000 pounds consistently every month. Do you know what I mean? Some of these guys, they produce like 20 pounds, 50 pounds. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the work that it takes to do that, it's like, it's worth more than what these guys are asking for it.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially from the videos.
It's crazy. Some of these guys, some of these guys have to walk miles for the Seamoss. Some of these guys have to.
How often do you pick up the Seamoss from the port?
We ship out Seamoss probably every month or every other month.
and you go pick it up from the port.
The port, what do you mean?
I'm saying like the Seamoss you get there, like when you show the videos when you have the truck.
Yeah, at the airport and stuff like that. So yeah,
it comes on a plane.
Yeah, it comes on a plane. So they have to do all the packaging, boxing, putting all that stuff. They bring it to the plane. Plane ships it. We get it like within 2-3 days later after they ship it. But the work that's involved in collecting all that Seamoss, packaging all that Seamoss, that you know what I mean? It's not like we just throw it in a box and that's it. And yeah, and it's not like there's one person that's making 1,000 pounds that you can sort of play off. No one gets bulk discounts. Like I pay the same price per pound whether I buy 1,000 pounds off one person or 100 pounds. Sometimes you might get a break, but it's not much. And usually what it is they might throw in an extra 5 pounds on top of the order. You know what I mean? But you're still paying the same price. You know what I mean? So they might sit there and say, okay, it's 100 pounds at $30 a pound. We'll throw in 5 pounds, or the scale's a little off and you get a little bit of extra. But it's not like, what I mean, you go from buying 100 pounds to 1,000 pounds that the price drops in half.
That's a lot of Seamoss. Like, man, that's a lot of Seamoss.
And it's more work to ship the 1,000 pounds than it is to ship someone 100 pounds. Way more work. You know what I mean? But they still want it for less. Because I can fit 100 pounds in the back of a truck or 100 pounds in the back seat of a car. Right? But now I got 1,000 pounds. I think that's like 25 boxes, 30 boxes. I have to rent a truck now. The truck costs like $200 for the day. I might have to hire a driver to drive it too.
There's a lot of Seamoss y'all packed on that truck. Like that was a couple thousand pounds, right?
On which truck did you see it on? In the U-Haul?
It was like a U-Haul.
Yeah. So usually when I'm getting in the U-Haul, we're picking up at least 2,000 pounds. We try not to order less than 2,000 pounds on a shipment. Yeah. But then on top of the Seamoss being shipped to me every month, we also ship Seamoss to Holistic Vibes, Gold Seamoss, and then Power of Seamoss. So like if I had to add in all these names together, it's it's a couple thousand pounds every month. At least.
Okay, so the guy, I forgot his name. You just said his name not too long ago.
Holistic Vibes?
No, the other guy.
Gold Seamoss?
No, the
Power Seamoss?
No, not the company. The other guy who was on Shark Tank.
Alexio.
Does he buy from you too?
He's bought from me. He doesn't buy consistently from me. But yeah, I've sold him Seamoss.
You're supplying a lot of people, man.
Huh?
You're supplying a lot of people.
Yeah. I could probably supply a lot more, but I'm kind of, not everybody likes me. It's... Huh?
You move and stuff like Pablo, people ain't gonna like you.
Yeah, sometimes people see you as a threat. Some people see you as this. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm a pretty honest guy where I will tell you how I think or what I feel. I'm nice sometimes, but you know what I mean? I'm very firm when it comes to the price. Like you can't get one over on me in a sense. Like I would sooner lose the business than to cut costs, because I feel like it's at the end of the day, it falls on the back of the farmers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I can cut my.
When are you gonna start selling honey too?
Yeah, I'm gonna start selling the honey. We're gonna do our first harvest in about a week or two, and then we'll do another harvest towards the fall, like October. So this harvest is not going to be too much honey because I don't know, for some reason they haven't been bringing in a lot. And but I also think there's an issue with some of the hives. The hives seem really aggressive because my partner in the honey, he was out on the farm clearing some bush, and he said that the bees started attacking him, and he wasn't near the hives. And usually when that happens, huh?
No, it's not funny, but
No, trust me, and they chase
I've
you.
been out of that.
I've had, and I think it's because we introduced these new. I bought this one hive from this company called Dancing Bee. They had this sale on hives, and one of them was like a really aggressive hive. Like even when we were loading it up on the truck to take it, it was like they started swarming us and stuff. And so ever since then, I've noticed a change in the temperament. But it's also, I think, partly because I'm not doing like if you do regular inspections in your hives and stuff, it's almost like the bees get used to you being there. But if you don't come there for a while and you just show up, it's like who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And then they start attacking you and stuff. So it's partly my fault as a beekeeper. I'm not there enough, and I've left a lot of the hives to sort of develop naturally because at this point we're not really doing honey production. It's more about um, building up resources for them. And so my experience from beekeeping is that you don't really tell the bees how to do their job. You know what I mean? You give them space so that they can do what they need to do, and then and I don't really need to go in there and make sure the queen's there because I know, like, I can look at the hive and say, okay, it's functioning. You know what I mean? They're growing, they're doing this and that. When I get more into, the commercial side of the honey, then I'll start looking at the inside of the hive and doing more inspections to make sure that the queen's laying right, you know what I mean, that there's enough worker bees to produce, to deal with the what's the word? With the nectar flow. They have enough foragers and stuff like that. Right now, it's just about building up colonies more than it is about honey. Yeah. But wait till I move the operation to St. Lucia. That is going to be my.
Oh, so it's not St. Lucia?
No, it's in what should we call it? It's just outside of Toronto.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was in St. Louis. I don't know why.
No, the plan is to do the whole reason why I'm doing this is so that I can develop the business in St. Lucia, right? And I have a whole business plan, idea, system in place, in which it's going to be like the whole main reason me doing all this stuff is really to create opportunities for St. Lucians. And so I have a strategy on which I can create opportunities for St. Lucians that want to get into beekeeping, where I, as the sort of honey exporter, would maintain and keep ownership of all the equipment so that you, as a beekeeper in St. Lucia, you wouldn't have to, because the biggest hardest thing about this business is the investment in the equipment.
Yeah.
Right. So if I develop a business where I supply all the equipment and all the bees and everything, and I'm going to create like a factory that's all we really do is make bee equipment. You know what I mean? And then we make this bee equipment for all these farmers, or say you come to me and say, hey, I want to be a beekeeper, I want to develop honey. Then you come on our team, we train you to be a beekeeper, we get you the equipment. You know what I mean? You have the hives, you just take care of the bees, and then when the bees are ready to harvest, we come and pick everything up. We weigh it, this, that. We bottle the honey, and then, you know what I mean? We pay you a check. And one of the things I want to do is have it in such a way that you, as a beekeeper, still get to keep a portion of the honey that you produce to sell by your own means. But the majority of the honey will be purchased by us so that we can sell it and export it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so it's almost like anybody that's serious about doing it, it's an instant job. You want to, you need to make some money. Okay, you have some land, come see us, and when you decide you don't want to be a beekeeper, you call us and we pick up all the shit and say, okay, you know, agreement's done. We get our equipment back, and everybody's happy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm a honey person. I buy honey everywhere I go, every state. Everywhere I see like local people selling honey, I stop and buy it.
St. Lucia has some of the best honey, and it's probably like it would win awards around the world. One and two, it could fetch a high market value. Like I've been doing research before I was into CMOS. I had been researching 2.5 years about the bee industry in St. Lucia. And in fact, when I went down there when I first started the CMOS, the original plan was to start the beekeeping business. You know what I mean? It was just that I had CMOS that, like, I wanted CMOS for myself. And then when I met Ashen and I seen what was really going on in the island, I was like, okay, this is like a no brainer. Like, we're going to create this business. We'll do the bees later. Now it's CMOS time, and that's what happened. I fell in love with the water, Yusuf. Really, truly, I fell in love with the water, like going out into the ocean and planting and stuff. I felt like if I could do anything right now, that's what I would be doing in the sea moss, in the water, planting with the waves. And I mean, I would have a like now that you got the waterproof headsets and stuff, I would just have some headset with some music, and that's what I would do all day long. Get up at 6 in the morning and fucking plant sea moss till 3 in the afternoon. That would be a
How
beautiful
long does
thing.
it take to grow? Like how long?
This,
Percentage of time.
I think it doubles in size every week or every 2 weeks. So, depending on how much you plant the initial plant, you could probably harvest in about a month and a half. But what I learned recently on my last trip there is that many of the farmers, how they do it is they plant and they leave the sea moss on the plant for like as long as possible. And after it gets a certain size, they take clippings off that, and then so it's almost like they harvest the sea moss, but not enough to take the whole plant off.
Okay.
And then they come every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But I've also read books on cultivation, and if you set up the farm correctly, you should be able to be harvesting off one like usually it would be like you would set the farm up into 4 sections, and you start one section the one week, right? And then you start the next section the next week, then the next week, so that every week you're harvesting. But as you harvest one, you plant the other.
It's kind of like the nursery with the marijuana and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly producing.
Definitely, it's like growing like marijuana.
Yeah, that's smart, man. That's super smart. So you'll never run out.
Never run out. Yeah, you just do crop rotation. Yeah. In the future, though, I have a business plan in place where we would set it up where we would build and design these farms for the locals and have it so that, you know what I mean? These crops rotate and they're always producing sea moss every week, which, if I can pull it off, it'd be really, really good. I'd be really excited. It would mean a lot for the St. Lucian people because that's some of their biggest challenges is consistent supply and consistent sales. You That's
like that's the biggest thing they produce down there.
Is that the biggest thing that they produce there?
Yeah.
No. In fact, CMOS is probably it's their biggest growing, fastest growing industry. but for the most part, they like bananas are big. Bananas and plantain and
Do they do coffee or chocolate? They do chocolate.
yeah, they do chocolate. That's something that is somewhat how do you say it? Like they don't discuss it a lot, but it is like we're really known for our chocolate, right? A lot of our chocolate gets sold to um, whatchamacallit, it gets sold to Cadbury's. So a huge portion of our cocoa beans get exported to Cadbury's in the UK so that they can refine it and turn it into chocolate. And our beans are like known as like a special higher grade than compared to like other countries on the world market.
That's cool.
Right? What'd you say?
No, I was like, that's cool.
Oh yeah, it's totally cool. It is what it is, yeah. And there's cocoa beans everywhere. So it's like if you wanted to start your own chocolate factory, it wouldn't be hard to do, especially if you wanted to do it on a small scale. You could just hire a bunch of guys, tell them to go into some random jungle, and they would come. I'm dead serious, bro. And they would come out with like bushels of like cocoa beans because they could just walk everywhere, you know. And then boom, bam, start roasting it. Like I know one guy, one friend of mine. This guy has like 48 acres of land of just like pure coconut trees, and he's like, yeah. He says, and the locals pay him like $100 for them to load up as much coconuts as they want. You know what I mean? And so they go there, load up on the coconuts, and then they bring it into town and turn it into the local water and stuff.
You know how much you can do with coconuts? You can use the whole thing. You can use the coconut ash. You can take the coconut roots. The coconut root is good for that's good for the reproductive system.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can use coconuts for a lot of things. Like, you can use the coconut ash. Like once you burn it, it's like active charcoal somewhere. So you can use that too.
Yeah, well, I definitely know it's got a lot of good, like, natural properties. I mean, the coconut itself is like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, that will cure any hangover. That and the jelly. You're feeling weak at all? Ugh, pure energy. You know, pure energy is cool. You know what's really crazy? Pure energy. Not many people have tried it. Have you ever had royal honey?
Wild honey?
No, royal honey.
Oh, I was just about to ask you that. Yeah, I had raw honey. I think that comes from that honey is the honey that they put in like the chambers. I guess when they're making nuclear beans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like for certain bees within like the honey. Yeah, that stuff is super expensive. I actually have some in the truck right now.
Yeah, sorry, not royal honey. I meant to say royal jelly.
Yeah, royal jelly. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So royal jelly is the food that they feed to make the queen.
Yeah, the queen. That make the queens.
Crazy shit, bro.
You should have multiple queens within one beehive.
Huh?
I said they should have multiple queens.
They don't though. It's only on a.
It's not. It's one, but you can take one and make it a queen. Like I see how people double like their beehives. Like I don't know how they do it, but they'll take a bee like one of the females and like they make it like a queen. I don't know how they do it, but I'm like, man, these guys are smart.
Yeah.
The guy right here double like his beehive. He basically split them and it becomes like he keep doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's smart.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like, so what you're talking about, I think, is like when you do splits, and so as the bee colony space becomes constricted, the bees sense that they're running out of room, and so what they'll do, because they're constantly producing, like that's all they know to do is produce, 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 and so when they start running out of space, they're like, shit, we need more space, so they'll start producing a new queen, and just before that new queen is about to hatch, the old queen will split with half the hive and they'll take off. It's called a swarm. They swarm together and they leave. And then the new queen emerges, she mates, and they build a whole new quality. Like that's how they expand the colony and have the genetic diversity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can force that by basically taking the queen out of the hive. And once the bees know that there's no queen there, they will take a bee larvae and build like a queen cup, what they call a queen cup, and they'll put the bee baby in there, and then they'll start feeding it royal jelly, so it turns into a queen.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's
but
exactly what it is.
you can have two queens in the same hive. It's only on rare occasions will that happen. But most parts, if there's two queens in the one hive, they'll destroy the weaker queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they'll figure out.
Honey, bro, jelly, that's really expensive. That was back in the day they call it like the food of the gods or something like that.
Like
golden nectar or something.
brain food, bro. It tastes. That's literally what it tastes like. Is brain food. It tasted like liquid energy. Like when you taste it, it's just got this like yogurt sour taste, but it's like got this metallic, like it just like literally tastes like liquid energy. It's like putting your tongue on a battery.
It's like iron. It's iron. It's like iron with like I can't explain it, but it's like an iron. It's like a shock. Like you know, you get a shock sometimes when you eat stuff like under your tongue. I guess.
Yeah, the little tingly thing. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Super expensive. Super expensive.
Oh yeah, the relic because it's hard to make, right? How they make it is they trick the hive into believing that they're breeding queens, and so as they're breeding all these queens, just before they're about to cap them, the beekeeper will come in and remove the frame with all the queen cups, and then he'll kill all the larvae. He'll take all the larvae out of it, and then scoop the jelly out of it, and then put it into a basket. You can actually.
So when y'all pull, okay, it's something I saw a few times, but like when they start collecting the honey, is it still larvae in there? No.
When they start collecting the honey, what do you mean?
Yeah, is it? Do
Oh, you mean the jelly?
Like, yeah. I'm just saying, like the honey period. Like, do y'all still see like the larvae in some of the, you know?
So if you're talking like the honey that you bottle and that you eat, no, because what beekeepers do is
no, I'm saying when y'all take it out, do they still have like some of them in there?
The honey you're talking about.
Yeah, like when you take the cone out, do you still see some of the larvae in it?
So there's no larvae in any of the frames that they store honey on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beekeepers set up the hive in a way, they put what's called a queen excluder, right? And so what the queen excluder does is it keeps the queen in what they call the brood box. Now the brood box could either be one or two boxes, but it's the area where all the bees are basically laid. All the legs for all the bees are laid. And so there is some honey there, right? But they will store honey and pollen to keep close to the bees that they're breeding to so that the food is close by so that because they make this thing called bees bread, which is a mixture of pollen and honey, and they chew that up and they ferment it, and that's the protein that they get for the bees. and to grow. And
Do you collect that too?
No. No.
Yeah, I'm reaching.
No. but so the honey, there's no larvae in it because we don't extract the honey from the brood chambers. We put these extra boxes on called supers,
Okay.
and so those are the ones that get removed to to harvest the honey on.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want
I was just wondering because they used to sell them like that in the store. Sometimes you see the cone, and sometimes you still see them in there.
No.
Like, we New Orleans, was real country, but that was local stuff. Like, and I still eat the wax and everything. Like when I want the honey, just give me the whole cone.
Yeah.
I'll take it all. Like I want my honey blended up with the cone. I don't want it separated.
Mm. Yeah,
So if it's pollen, I take that pollen too.
It's all good for you, It's all good for you. Oh, I mean, you don't eat larvae, but I mean, the nectar, the pollen, that's all good stuff. The what do they call it? The royal jelly, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Good things.
Yeah, honey is pretty expensive though. Like honey's pretty expensive.
Oh yeah, it can be very expensive. You know what I mean? And it should be. I mean, it's a lot of work that these bees go through to produce the honey. And even as a beekeeper, it's a lot of hard work, like extracting the honey, moving the frames, all of that. So it should be worth more.
Yeah, I see a lot of flatbeds, the 18 wheelers moving yeah, I'm talking about a lot. Like basically a trailer full of bees, but it is just a flatbed.
Mm-hmm.
They covered up with a net, like what they covered up with a net. So that thing would drive all the way across wherever to go deliver these things to California.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The almond
and
production.
I see them coming out of like Florida, Mississippi, Alabama area, going to like California area, and everywhere they stop, the bees will leave and create a other like a hive. So at the top of the truck stops, when we go to fill in for seed, you see the bees like trying to make a new hive, like by the lights and stuff at the top.
Oh yeah, they'll swarm together and sort of pack up in a group. Yeah, like a little mini swarm. And you don't know if they're gonna find a new home or where they're going and shit like that. They're pretty smart though, bees. They know what's going on.
Yeah, that's scary stuff, man. Yeah, man. The truck stopped with the bees. I didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got out the truck. I was like, what are all the bees around here for? And cause I was walking to Walmart because there was a Walmart right next to it. But the parking lot they had just 18 wheeler full of bees.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess nobody wanted to be out there since that guy pulled up in that parking lot.
Yeah. And then these guys, those are probably going like there's big money in pollinator products. Like there's some beekeepers that they just keep bees for pollinating, like trees and stuff. Like they don't even use it for collecting honey.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's California. Yeah, man. And everywhere they grow, they have beehives.
Yeah.
See them all on the highway, the beehives.
Mm-hmm. It's a big industry, man. Multi-million-dollar, especially like when you look at almonds and all these other fruit trees, oranges and stuff like that. And that's probably why they were coming from Florida. They were coming from like the fruit belt in Florida and going over to the other country you know, based on the seasons. Almond season, orange season, they move around, strawberry seasons, this, that. But what's
So
in?
you're not gonna produce raw honey, right?
Huh?
So you're not gonna do raw your honey. I mean the raw jelly.
No, I don't think we'll do royal jelly. At least not in for the first couple of years. We might do it like say 5 years from now. You know what I mean? When we have a bigger like because it takes a lot of resources for bees to create royal jelly, and you would need like at least 5, 10 hives dedicated just to producing royal jelly and not honey. Because if you have them producing queens, they're not going to produce as much honey as they would if they were just producing honey. So it's almost like you'd have to dedicate like the hives that you're using to make royal jelly. That's all they do is make royal jelly. You know, but it's possible. They have it. I wonder if there would be any difference to the quality of royal jelly produced in St. Lucia as opposed to royal jelly produced in like China or Japan or something like that.
It would taste. It may taste different, but there's always going to be a difference with honey. That's the thing I like about honey. Because the honey that's produced where you live at, that's more conducive for you.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the thing I like about honey. That's wherever it's grown, if you live in that area, that's the honey most likely you should take. Um, let's see, you have like the manuka. I think honey, they make the bees get pollen from a certain plant and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The honey over here is honey over here. I ain't gonna say it's trash. But let me tell you, it tastes. Everything tastes like wildflower, like clove. I don't really care for the clove flavor.
Yeah, the clover. Clover is a big nectar source.
Yeah, that's just how they are. That's how the honey tastes down here. I don't really care for cloves and stuff.
It's a lot of wildflowers and clover and stuff. So, but the manuka honey is it's only found in like a small region, which is New Zealand and Australia, because that's the only place where the manuka tree grows.
Yeah, that stuff is super expensive. It's like a small bottle for like $50.
Yeah, and the reason why is because it's very hard to produce like high grade manuka honey to make sure that the bees are only coming from that source and stuff like that, and then it's tested, and it's like based on the levels of whatever is reading out, it determines the price of the quality. The higher the level, the higher the medicinal value and stuff like that. And what it is that people like, I guess, what it is about the product that makes it so valuable and highly sought after is that bees naturally produce a form of like natural peroxide in the honey.
Yeah.
Right. That's why it's good for colds and stuff like that because it has a natural. Yeah, put it on your skin, it will rebuild your skin because it has all these enzymes that are, like disinfectants and stuff. That's why honey never goes bad. And so it's been reported and tested and proven that the manuka tree increases the amount, like bees that feed off the manuka tree for honey, it increases the levels of this natural peroxide in the honey. And so that's what you're buying, like that's what you're paying the extra money for. Is to have this higher level of stuff that's naturally found in honey, but not as in high concentration. But manuka is like it's like off the charts compared to regular honey. Interesting fact though is that in St. Lucia, they have um, they haven't proven it, but there's a belief that there's a tree called the longwood tree, and that the longwood tree has always been known for having a lot of good antimicrobial properties and like a natural peroxide and stuff. And so it's believed that if the bees that feed off this nectar source will produce a honey that's similar in medicinal benefits as manuka.
The longwood, you said longwood, right?
Yeah, longwood tree.
That should be something like the Bhagwan Bay bark. That tree, that's the same tree that I'm talking about.
Totally different stuff.
I know we have something over here we call longwood. It comes from a certain tree, but they call it longwood, and that helps with, I guess it's like it's like a Bhagwan Bay bark.
Mm-hmm.
It's something we call over here longwood. I'm not sure it's the same tree you're talking about though.
Yeah, so the one for Boblin Day is a different species name. But there is the like I said, the longwood tree. They excuse me. They use it to make a lot of charcoal. Interesting enough, in Saint Lucia, yeah. Like it's almost becoming extinct because so many people have been using it for the longwood. Like the sort of started using it for charcoal.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just reading to see if I can get the information in on Saint Lucia. But I think one of the guys that was like big in the honey scene in Saint Lucia, he's actually left the industry and he's no longer like there anymore. The whole industry in Saint Lucia needs to be like revitalized and stuff like that. So we'll hope that changes. Mhm. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at this. Sarah Seamoss is on here. I'm gonna see if she can come and do the live stream. Oh, she's gone. She was here for a minute. And then she's gone. Some of these guys, they jump in, they jump out, they never stay long enough to learn anything. And like they'll watch and see us kind of rambling, and then they're like, "Oh, this is boring." But it's like if you waited a minute or two, you would get. It's like you're missing out on all the opportunities because you're impatient. you know. But yeah, I can't seem to find any information that I had found. I wonder. I think he was called the Honey Steward. No, not Stewart's Honey.
I would definitely get into beekeeping though. That's something interesting.
With beekeeping? Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of. I say it's really rewarding. Like when you get into it, and
I might go overboard, so they're gonna be like, "Why are you demands always sticking?" he keep eating that damn money.
It's not cheap. Like even here, what 10 ounces of honey from Saint Lucia is $54, I think, US.
What honey?
So 10 ounces, like a 10-ounce bottle of honey from St. Lucia. On this one website, it's selling like for $54. Mm-hmm. The honey is expensive. And not to say that it's not good honey, but I can look at the honey and I can tell that they're not, how do I say it? It's like they're taking both seasons and everything and they're mixing it together, you know? So like the honey will come out real dark, you know? And I know that, you know, if early in the season the honey usually comes out lighter, you know? Yeah. Hey, what's up? I seen you there, so I said, oh, maybe I can get her to come in and talk to us.
Sure. How you doing?
Good, good. This is Yosef, and what was your name? Margaret? Or
Yeah, I'm Margaret.
yeah, that's what I thought. Cool, cool. So you've been selling CMOS, or what are you?
2021. You're the only person I order from.
Oh, yes.
It's always there.
See, Yusuf, I pay these guys to come in on the live streams and say all these amazing things. So if you're wondering why, it just seems everybody, that's what happens.
It's the truth, though. You know, when it's the truth, everybody agrees. You know.
No, it's good CMOS. You know what I mean? Good quality. And sorry, I'm just reading someone's website. These guys have a lot of information.
Oh, look at my website, Julian, too.
Look at your website. You know what's interesting? I'm on this guy. This video that they're using, like this video is like so old. Anyway, sorry. I always laugh sometimes because these guys they're always like showing like, oh, we moved so much CMOS, but you'll see one video of them moving that CMOS, and it's like, you know what I mean? 5 years old. So, what's your website?
I will put it in the chat.
Okay.
It's in my bio as well.
Did you post it?
One second.
Oh, I'm getting impatient. Green is the new black.
It's my blog that talks about the natural alternatives to everyday items. And then I have a tab for my CMOS. Reducing costs and order gummies and CMOS gel.
So this is cool. How long have you had this blog?
Since 2017. Yeah.
And then what is the blog about? Like it's just about like your wellness journey, or?
Well, I have my bachelor's in culinary arts and food service management with a concentration in wellness and sustainability. It's a long degree, but I paid for it. So every syllable, come on now. So I studied homeopathic cuisines as well as homeopathic natural ways to heal yourself. My mom passed away from cancer when I was 17.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all good. It's been 15 years this year. It's crazy. But during the time she was in remission, her doctors taught us a lot of things that will cause her cancer to come out of remission. And so we learned that lunch meat can induce her breast cancer to come back. Game, Tide, are high in formaldehyde, which all this cancer. Petroleum jelly, fabrics, Lysol is a registered pesticide, but they still were able to finesse the system to sell it. So we learned about all of these products and what they do to your body because your skin is your biggest organ. And so a lot of just teach the goal is minorities because a lot of the time cancer in our communities is not genetic, it is environmental. My mom's cancer was not genetic, it was environmental.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that she put on her skin and what she put in her mouth. And so the goal of my blog is just to be an educational resource to teach you how to make everyday items that you would use that would cause cancer or cause cell mutations, the alternative to that. So I have recipes for fabric softener, for laundry detergent, for hand sanitizer, yeah. So a lot of different things on there, but of course, Amethyst Naturals is my biggest like tab and most frequent traffic tab on my website.
Yeah, it's a cool site. You know, very simple and clean.
I can't see it.
What you don't?
No, I'm on the phone. I literally can't.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got a couple of computers in front of me. That's how I'm able to do it. To look on it. Do you get a lot of?
You follow me, so it's in my bio. You can look at it later. We're not online.
We come from a little bit of the same background. I heard you say culinary.
Yes,
which
I
hate every bit of it. I left. I stopped dealing with food. What is it been 6 years? I dealt with it for 15 years, and then I just left.
I was in it for 20.
Lord, 20. 20. You don't look like you are that old.
I got my first job at Lone Star Steakhouse.
Yeah, been confident since I was 17. Actually, my birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday!
Good.
Thank you. So I'm getting old, Lord.
That's a blessing. Some people don't get the privilege to get older. And that's really the goal of my website is to teach people how to eat healthy and to take care of their biggest organ, which is your skin, and be cognizant of what the products are doing to your body when they accumulate. So,
yeah.
And Seamoss is a big thing with that because
for sure.
Seamoss itself is so good for your health and your immune system.
It pulls out heavy metals too.
Yeah. Which is what most of the time is what causes cell mutations, to cause cancer, to cause heart disease, digestive issues. It's not something that's talked a lot about because, of course, it's a $1 trillion industry. Because you put something on your skin all day, every day, if you really think about it. From the soap that we wash our hands with in the kitchen. Have you ever washed it with Ecolab soap at any of your jobs? That stuff is so.
Oh, you're talking about the stuff that burns, burns your skin. Yeah.
It's horrible stuff.
Yeah, you use it for 3 days. The next day, like your hand is going to be like cracking, bleeding, and shit.
Cracking, bleeding, dry.
The gloves don't help. The powders and the gloves don't even do it even better.
Exactly. So my goal is to just educate people on how to take care of themselves because the Bible says we die by the lack of knowledge, and knowledge is easily available. But I want to be a hope for our community to say, like, oh, I want to change my life. I want to change holistically in every area, and be a resource for them to go to my site and learn more on how to do that transition.
That's good. That's pretty good. Like, I started getting into, like, as far as, like, health in other ways, too. Like, I started learning about like fabric and cotton and things like that. Like you should go to sleep with linen sheets and covers and blankets and stuff like that.
That are breathable.
And it doesn't create static electricity, because static is the thing that's going to drain you of energy. That's why a lot of people feel weak. And you should wear like cotton. You shouldn't wear like anything that's like synthetic or any different, anything that's not natural, like cotton, linen.
Silk sheets, and it's like you can't.
Yeah, like silk isn't good for you either. Like, yeah, silk isn't good for you to sleep on at all. For some apparent reason, they took all the linen sheets out of hospitals, because that's what they used to use back in the days.
Yeah.
Linen sheets and things.
Because they've made it cheaper. Corporations have made the prices so crazy low that companies have whole departments that is like, how can we get our bottom line down this month, this year? And that's what makes it easy for them to go away from things that would be beneficial to your health, but also you are more valuable to them sick than you are healthy. They don't want you to know the information.
Keep coming back and buy this drug from us every month.
Yes.
We drug dealers, but we the good kind.
My sister, and when COVID just came out, she got COVID, which is why when I first purchased my first order from you, Julian, was just for me and my family to like prevent us from being sick. Two of my sisters are immunocompromised, and so I purchased it. And like the other girl that was on, I immediately noticed like the smell and how clean it was. So yeah, I made that for her. Nice. And I make my own elderberry syrup. I made her elderberry syrup, and then on my website I have a immune boost tea, a recipe for that. And I made her that and some soup as well. They're all like anti-inflammatory, and she beat it within like a day or two.
Wow.
So people really don't understand, like, if you give God created our body to be able to heal itself. But you have to feed it the foods and the resources for it to heal itself. So as long as you give it what you need, which is Seamoss, you'll forever be healthy. I ain't been sick all year.
I never get sick.
I never get sick all day, every day.
Yeah. Like if I get sick, it's like for a few hours or something, I take a couple like vitamin C and it just kills it real fast.
Or it's like, oh shoot, I didn't take my Seamoss yesterday or today. Let me go get some Seamoss and then I'm all better.
Seamoss is pretty good. Like I really have to because I'm not consistent right now, like with anything. Because of the job, but Seamoss, I used to just make gallons of it and just drink it every day, all day. I still take it, but not as often as I used to.
Yeah, people don't realize how much you can consume.
Water from soapy shit. I make tea or lemonade or juice out of it. Like, as long as you clean the Seamoss well after it's soaking, it's done lost some of its nutrients by soaking. So just take that, add some limes, some key limes, punch with it.
Oh, nice.
All day, every day.
Key lime punch. And where do you get your key limes from?
I was getting them from Amazon, but Amazon stopped selling them. They were supporting a small farm that I could get my key limes from, and I could get like a whole pound and a half for like maybe $5 or $6, and I just freeze them, and so I never run out. But I just recently ran out, so I've been looking for a new supplier because a lot of people don't know that organic doesn't mean nothing. You need to know that it is from a local farm, from a farm that does not use pesticides whatsoever, because the FDA and EPA has broadened the term organic so much so that they can use just the same amount of pesticides that a conventional farm does.
Really?
So yes, they can.
That's crazy.
So part of my studies was we went and visited organic farms all throughout North Carolina and South Carolina. Yeah, the biggest thing that they faced was that because they brought in the standards of which you can use pesticides and require them to have $1 million insurance, they couldn't stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
And then two of the farms that we visited, they were all natural, like no pesticides. They did, sister cropping and compost, and like took very good care of their soil. Monsanto, which is, if you don't know who Monsanto is, it's better known as Johnson Johnson, Procter and Gamble. Monsanto is their parent company, and they were originally the company that created that orange gas that killed all of those veterans in the Vietnam War. And they had to repackage themselves because after all of those soldiers died, they couldn't get any contracts. So they repackaged themselves as a genetic modifying company. And so they genetically modified what all of the things that you really see at a grocery store. And so, that's like if you get watermelons without seeds, you can't find a watermelon without seeds. But the nutritional value of a watermelon with seeds and a watermelon without seeds is drastic. Like, you don't get the same levels of vitamin K and nutrients from the watermelon if it is from conventional and genetic modifying. So it's really hard, you really see, to find fruits and vegetables that still have seeds in them because of the way they genetically modify them to make them be more beautiful. We throw out millions of tons of fruits and vegetables in the United States just because they don't look picture perfect.
Yeah.
And they just go directly to the dump. But I try to support local farmers that around the United States who they can't say they're organic because they don't have that $1 million insurance, but they actually take care of their land. They do composting. They don't use chemicals. They use the natural ways to get rid of pests. So, they had. I'm not sure why the farm that they were supplying from lost their contract, but I thought I had found it yesterday. I ordered some, and when it was delivered, they gave me Persian lines. I don't want this shit. It's not what I wanted.
No.
So I'm back on my research again to try to find a local farm that does not use pesticides, because that's important. Fruits and vegetable skin is just like human skin. It is porous, so anything that you spray on it is getting in that food. The myth is that you can soak it in vinegar and rinse the chemical off, but no, that's a lie. You cannot.
Yeah, because it's already embedded in that.
It's already embedded in it.
Yeah, they use lead in everything when it comes to garden pesticides. They use lead.
And most pesticides is lead, and that if you would do a lead detox, your health will dramatically change. Like if you're obese, it will get rid of all the extra fat that your body is holding on to. If you have respiratory issues, heart issues, if you do a lead detox, a lot of people don't know about it though, because it's not something that they regularly test and blood test. not something that they test. You have to ask for that test. Like, do you test my lead level?
It's crazy because lead is actually something that lead should actually be in house. Like, you know how people say, oh, they got lead poisoning from the lead paint? You ever heard of that? But you know why they used to use lead paint. People wasn't getting sick from the lead. That's a lie. The lead paint was used so it can stop the radio waves from bombarding your house. That means nothing, all the radio waves and frequencies couldn't get through your house. That's why people should use lead. But that's also why they're using a pesticide, because now they're using it on the plants, and the plants is no longer it no longer has that electric charge to it, like the ions. It doesn't have that because the lead is stopping it.
And that's what everybody needs. It's those ions. We get all of our electrolytes from fruits and vegetables and algae. And if it's chemically jeopardized, you're not going to get the benefit of it.
You should look up, which I tell everybody, so I've been telling people this for, man, you should look up electric culture. Because you, like precious metals, once you look up electric culture, you'll understand why certain metals are precious. Because metals can be a natural pesticide, like copper, gold, silver. If those things is in your garden, like if you make rods, that will become your natural pesticide. That also bring different animals back into like gardens. Like it'll bring, you will see cats, you'll see birds come back into the garden and things like that. But look up electric culture. It's actually something. It's actually something interesting because they use crystals too, like amethyst. They use quartz. They use all these things to give the food back its charge. And all the tools and equipment they use is either made out of copper, silver, or brass. You know, they don't use iron, they don't use steel, they don't use any of that because those metals pulls it pulls the nutrients out of the ground.
Yeah, and the way that conventional standards for crop rotation is, it pulls out. We lose an eighth of our topsoil every day in farming. And soon, if more local farms don't have the courage to farm, we're going to lose valuable soil to even grow fruits and vegetables in this country. Because if you own, and it was because in like the 1960s, there was a businessman that the government employed in the United States to come in and make farming more profitable. And so they genetically modified corn. You cannot find ancient corn anymore. True corn of what it was before the commercialization of food, you can't find that because they genetically modified corn so much. And if you notice, when you eat corn, your body doesn't even know what to do with it. It won't digest it. You'll see it in your stool because your body just does not recognize it as a vegetable anymore.
Yeah. Now we doing this about we eat them grits.
We get some chitlins.
Yes, there's actually this a company called Anson Mills, ANSON Mills, and they are a ancient grain miller, and so they go all around the world and save and protect all the ancient grains, because even the rice that you buy in the store is not the true original rice that we had before the commercialization of food. And it's just a lot of people, just things that people don't know. And they wouldn't be able to get away with it if the information was readily available, which is why I feel they are trying to censor TikTok and because there's everyday people just going on there and sharing their knowledge every day.
I think the information. I think the information available, but I think people just don't give a shit. To be honest, like it may sound crazy, but a lot of people they just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, for real.
you know,
they don't. They're like, I'd rather not know. It gets to the point with my family where they be like, I'll be like, no, I don't eat that. They're like, don't tell me why. Don't tell me why. You're not about to ruin this for me.
Like, wow.
But it's like, would you rather know the truth and live a vibrant, more energetic life than if you were to continue to eat these processed and genetically modified foods? Like, you could do so much more with your day.
Mm-hmm.
And caffeine wouldn't be unnecessary.
caffeine.
No, because we would get our actual energy from the food that we were eating. It's not always attended, but genetic modification, it's done a lot of good things by giving us a diversity of fruits and vegetables available. However, that's done a lot of damage in the actual nutritional value of those fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, cultivation is beneficial, but when they start genetically modifying things, that's when it gets bad. But people, which some people be like, oh, eat hybrids. Hybrids and genetically modified are two different things. And people get that twisted because
they do.
First, bees make hybrids.
Plants
make hybrids a lot.
Yeah, they do. And they think if you marry two plants together to make a new plant, they think that's genetically modified. And it's like, no,
it's not.
It's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I try to tell people, like, if you want certain fruits, learn how to graft. Learn how to graft trees and things together. Because I can make mangoes and oranges and grapes, lemons, lime grow all on the same tree. And it's certain tactics they do when they graft certain trees, because sometimes they graft grapes on certain trees because they know the grapes is going to protect that tree from disease.
That was the natural way of farming. I am going to plant corn, and I'm going to plant some root vegetables, and I'm going to plant some, let's say, something else that's not lettuce, all in the same area. And each of those different groups of fruits and vegetables take something different out of the soil. So instead of just only growing corn that takes all the nitrogen out of the soil, it's called sister cropping. I'm a sister crop this, and so that I don't deplete the soil of its nutrients. But depleted soil is what causes us to have depleted food. And then adding the pesticides onto it is just another layer of nutritional density.
The lead, like the lead, to me, the lead is the biggest problem why the trees in the ground, because it's pulling all the nutrients out. But it's ways to stop that too. It's ways to stop that. And it's fairly easy. Which I have books and documents on that type of stuff too, which I have like too much information.
Yes, same. My brain is like an encyclopedia.
But
the random text that you all day, every day.
If you want any like books on electric currents and things like that, I can send you those.
Sure. I love mine.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's why I come to Julian's live, because I'm soaking up this month. You know something I don't know, I'm here to learn.
Yeah, like you don't like the coach because you're gonna see what it does to vegetables because it's you don't go down a rabbit hole. I'm just gonna send it to you.
No, but I understand because all food is alive. Raw food is alive, and it's intended to be eaten that way so that you can get the energy from it. But like you said, the way conventional farms, we don't get that energy from the food. Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I'm always welcome new information. So I would love for you to send me those books.
What made me find electric coaches, me looking up sacred geometry and looking up like ancient ruins and different technology and what the pyramids did, things like that, like how it actually was energy time and things. But that's the thing that got me into electric coaches. I just stumbled upon it trying to learn how to create free energy. It's amazing. It's some amazing stuff because you see how big spring was around Cabo Field. And I think that's why they put all of those precious metals out of the ground. Because now trees and plants and things won't grow as big as they used to. The more electricity that trees and plants get, the bigger they get, the more nutrients they get. And as long as you have gold, copper, and silver in the ground, that's the thing that's going to pull the nutrients back in the ground. So, like, that's the most important thing. Like crystals, people laugh at crystals, but crystals is real good to have in gardens. Because they, it gives the plants that charge. Quartz is real good for that. You should always have quartz in your garden and stuff. I've seen those books.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But just even speaking about electrically charged seamoss, like it literally grows in the ocean, something that's always moving. And that's why it's so good for respiratory issues is because of the energy that you get from seamoss. So what did you think of my website, Julian?
It's good.
Critiques?
I think it needs more information. But how long have you had the website?
For the Amethyst Naturals part of the website, since 2022, so like a year now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always adding in and revamping, so I'm welcome to your insight. So add more information about Seamoss.
No, just even.
Do you think I should add it more to the top of the page, or because I feel like if I added it to the top, then it'll be like, well, what do I order? What do you think?
Well, I think you should put more blogs, right? Because you only have, it looks like maybe 10 or 15.
Yeah, I've been focusing more on the amethyst natural than I have been on the green and blue black. But you're right, that's on my to-do list is to publish more blogs because I have a lot in my drafts. I just need to publish more.
Because this can be used as different things. Like one, it can be used for drawing traffic to the site. Right, people will look for recipes and stuff and find you, and from there they find out these other stuff, right? And then it's also like social proof to show that you know somewhat of what you're talking about, because many of these people try to claim that they're experts, but they really don't have.
Right.
Yes, we all know. And so the best way to show that you're an expert A true expert is through your knowledge, you know. And so I think that's like if it was me in your shoes, like that's what I would do. Like you haven't put a blog post in 2 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's too much. Right? So that is there. Let me go back to the beginning of the site. I would say maybe you can like a lot of times when people are coming into the site, they're not sure that this Amneus Naturals is where you go for product. Like I would only find this if I happen to click to say, oh, what is in this? You know what I mean? I would say maybe something like shop Amneus Naturals or just even shop online and then bring it to the page where you talk about Amneus Naturals and blah blah blah. You know?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Another one is you have the products page, right? You have the two products here, the gummies and then the CMOS. See if there's a way that you can put these side by side together on one row.
Okay.
They don't look like they're laid out good.
I'll go and look at it.
And then I don't know, that's all I could see right off the like immediately. If you can, the see how you have the picture of the product and stuff? What would be good is to have it so that you have the picture of the product and the price, and then you click on it, and that will bring you into a full page where it would give advanced details on the actual product that the person's buying. I have a buy it page, that kind of thing, like a traditional product page. So yeah, and then other than that, everything else looks pretty cool. I like how you got the reviews where they're like images.
Yes. So you just to me, like if I have too many, if there's too many words on the website, I'm just gonna scroll past that because they they say the average attention span has been so decreased because of social media and how you see the info on pictures. I was like, yeah, let me put it in pictures.
I would do both. Like I would create a section or an area where customers can submit feedback or reviews, right? And then I'd also have the same page to do because some people like to read the reviews. Some people like to read the novels. I always read the reviews to gauge a true aspect of the company, and depending on how the reviews are written, will indicate to me whether or not the information is accurate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what software do you use on your website for people?
Shopify.
Yeah, I use Shopify. But I only have the buy button. And I was just thinking yesterday I should just upgrade to a full site so that I would have that capability.
Yeah, I would look and see about doing the upgrade, whereas you can get a free trial. I think they got now like 2 months free or 3 months free on the trial, or you pay like $1 and you get it.
Yeah, because I only have like the buy buttons, and I can like have an unlimited amount of buy buttons products that I can add on my website. And it's only $9 a month. So.
Well, how much sales are you doing a month, or how much sales do you want to do a month?
I want to at least do 1,000. I was gonna say 500, but okay, we can go high. Let's go 1,000.
What, 1,000 sales? You say, or $1,000 in sales?
1,000 people.
1,000. You say 1,000 people.
Each product gotta be $100.
Yeah, there you go, 100,000. But here's the thing: if anything's possible because other people are doing it, right? That's the reality. So it's definitely achievable. but you have to make sure that.
Do you think I am charging too low for my Seamoss too?
Pardon?
Do you think I'm charging too low of a price for my Seamoss too?
I don't know. Let me
Because I
get
have
back.
people that order from me and they're like, "Oh, $20 for a 16 ounce." I order some.
How much? How does the Seamoss gel?
So I have 4-ounce jars for people who are just like, I had this nasty Seamoss gel before. I don't know. So that's like my little like introduction. Then I also have 8-ounce gels for people who like financially don't have a lot of money to spend. And then I have 16 and 32.
Mm-hmm.
Or 8, 16, 32.
So here's one thing I've noticed right away. Your pricing isn't reflective. So your 4-ounce is $5. Your 10-ounce is or your 8-ounce is $10, but your 16-ounce is 35. What's stopping me from just buying the 8-ounce and buying two of them to get the same amount of 16 as 30? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like your 8-ounce should be 20, so that you motivate someone to, you know what I mean, or even 25. Now I get you want to price a smaller one for like people that think, but then instead of maybe pricing the actual product, offer a discount code for those that need help.
Okay.
And then they get that product at that code, but it's still that price. So it's like, look, you know what I mean? If you can show me that you are in a financial constraint, then you can get this coupon code, and it will allow you to get the 8-ounce for this price. But this is how much I normally sell the 8-ounce, because then you're not discounting the value of the product. But also for a guy like me who's into numbers, I would see this like right out and be like, oh, wait a minute, I can get 32 ounces for $40, and she's charging $64 for it. Like, have you ever had someone order 8 jars of the 8-ounce or 5 jars of the 8-ounce?
Actually, my 32-ounce jar is what I sell most often.
Really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like by looking at this, the 8-ounce jar is where it's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that person like this.
Yeah, you can get 4 8-ounce jars per thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would even say to people like, okay, yeah, put it on your website. Like, if you're having financial difficulties or issues, or like we want to make sure that our health, that everybody gets access to the health. So if you're in a financial constraint, just reach to us and let us know, and we will work something out for you. You know what I mean? And you have a program for doing that. And you can even do something where you can offer it to your other customers, like, would you like to donate, like, buy this much, and we'll take a portion of that sales and add it to someone who can't provide. Yeah, so now you say something like say buy 4 2-ounce 32 jars, and we'll put an extra $10 towards someone who can't afford CMOS, and we'll give away free CMOS or something like that.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, because there's probably a guy that buys 2 at a time or 3 at a time, and then he's like, fuck, I'll buy an extra one because I know it's gonna help these other people out.
Yeah.
And even show some of the people that you are helping in the community and stuff like that through these initiatives. Yeah, but definitely.
Is my 16-ounce is 35 too low?
So I think that 16 ounces, 35 is not a bad price. You know what I mean? Some people sell it for more. So I don't think it's too, and some people sell it for less. I think you got to really kind of figure out how much money you want to make and how much effort you want to put into making that money. That's really sort of like, to me, like I've been pricing things for a long time. The truth is that the price is determined by based on what the market will bear. That's for anything. You know what I mean? That's why when you go to the Philippines or you go to Vietnam or whatever, you can get a Coca-Cola for 50 cents, right? Because that's what the market can bear. The market up here can bear $2. You know what I mean? If enough people complained about the price of pop and decided we weren't, price of pop would drop. You know what I mean? It's only the only reason why prices are the way they are is because people are willing to pay for them. The moment we don't pay for those prices, you know what I mean? So you got to figure out, like I said, like how much work you want to put in to get that much, and then you got to get an idea of how much you can sell for those at that price. You know what I mean? And one of the things I was sorry.
As they add flavors, then it goes up. So like my strawberry key lime is 40. And I think the only variety that goes up is maybe just one fruit in it goes up to 40, and then if you want 2 fruits, then I do 45.
Are you selling out faster than you can stock the product? Or are you sitting on product?
I make it to order.
Oh, okay.
That way I don't have to, because I'm adding fruit to it. It reduces its shelf life. So.
But you can always freeze it once you make it.
That's true. Now that I know it doesn't affect its potency, because I've been researching it, and it's just like some people say it does, and some people say it don't. But I know you know Seamoss. So
who cares?
If you say it doesn't change the potency, then yes, I'm going to say.
I'll say this. I don't believe that it changes the potency enough for someone to notice the difference.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because everybody freezes it, and there's no study that says, like, there's too many people out there that take their opinions and act like it's fact, and they don't separate facts from opinions. It's your opinion that freezing a thing, but there's no facts that show you. People barely even know what's in Seamoss to begin with. How can you tell me? How can you tell me that freezing is going to diminish it, and by how much? 2%, 10%, 20%, 50%. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of that stuff, it's negligible, and most people won't know. Like, just focus on making a good product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good product that works.
And once they taste my Seamoss, like they'll start out with the 8 ounce or 16 ounce, but once they taste it, they always buy 32 because they're like, I can't keep it in my house. My son can eat it all. So.
Exactly. And you try and build it as like a lifestyle thing. This is your daily multivitamin. This is your, you know what I mean? Your like this guy earlier that was on the live. You want to focus on selling the solution, not the product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he said, I sell Seamoss, but I'm not selling Seamoss. I'm selling, house solutions. And the Seamoss.
I wrote that down. That was brilliant. They like, especially because of like diet culture and a lot more people being more health conscious. Like, say you can. This is great to pair with your intermittent fasting. In the morning.
And it's about making. Out of all the people that buy off me, in the quantities, he probably pays the most. He's never questioned me about the price. He's never asked for a less price. Do you know what I mean? And he pays like such a high price, but I guarantee you this: he gets the best Seamoss that I have.
Yeah.
Always. Like, never will I shortchange him. Never will I send him. You know what I mean? Unless he knows about it. But you know what I mean? He's always getting, because he never cracks. He never. You know what I mean? There'll never be a problem. Anytime there's a problem, I'll fix it.
It's so high.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to see him.
But this is the thing. A lot of people are always looking for the cheapest price, the best. You know what I mean? The lowest this, because it's
But you
this.
get what you pay for.
Thank you, thank you. And what a lot of people don't realize is that when they're a lot of times when you're paying a high price, you're also paying insurance,
Mm-hmm.
so that when there is a problem, you know what I mean? There's money involved to fix it. There's some people where it's like, I've even said to them straight up, there's nothing I can do because I didn't make any I have no profit to take the loss from.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't make
Yeah.
anything off it. I made like maybe $5 off the sale. How am I supposed to return? You know what I mean? Give you $50 credit? Like I would be out of business like that.
Yeah, you would.
You know what I mean? But if you're paying the full price and there's a problem or you need a new shipment, no problem. Here you go. Because I'll make it back. Or I've already made the money on it. I can take that
Right.
loss. You know what I
Trying to
mean?
get like you in the middle of live and somebody buys $1,200 worth of Seamoss. Like you made that while you was chilling.
Yeah, you know. But that's it's a lot of work to get to that point where the sales just pop in. You know what I mean? I've been doing 3 years of social proof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's at a point now, no one can argue with me about anything. It's like, but also I don't make stories up. I always tell the truth. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
And
then
the product speaks for itself.
that's it. I don't even sell the product.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck, you don't like my CMOS, then you're crazy.
You're crazy.
That's it.
You're
You're
not.
not. Yeah.
Do you think $70 is too much for my 32, or is it too low?
No. I'll say this. You know it's too much if no one wants to buy it. And you're sitting there with
That part.
30 jars and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of like you can sell it for any price. You just have to show the value of, like the value that justifies the price.
Yeah.
Do you mean so? For example, you've seen CMOS Transformation Factory, right?
Yeah.
Alexio and stuff. Let me go to his site. I think he's one of the biggest, um, or not the biggest, the most expensive gel maker, right? I remember there was even this one guy that was like saying, like going online saying, like, why buy from this guy when you can get the CMOS for like half the price from me, and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I hate
Yeah.
I hate those kind of like marketing things because to me it's like
There's
just
enough room in the market for all of us. Just do you.
yeah,
Make your way.
show what you do and why you're the best, and then you know you don't need to talk about anybody else. You know what I mean? But to be like, you know, because it's like you're making yourself look foolish because you can't compare to this person. So
Right.
look, your CMOS gel is rightly priced. He's selling it for $57. You know what I mean? $58. It's $57.99
For the 32?
for the 32 ounce, and that's a strawberry banana. But here's the thing that I know. Hmm?
I don't like bananas, so I said, ugh,
Yeah.
strawberry bananas. You know, sounds gross.
But this is the thing I know about his product is that one, the product is shipped within hours of it being like received at the order, but also they ship all their orders with 2 day shipping, FedEx, and they ship it on a specialized plane. So they send it through a cold chain logistics. Basically, the product gets to your door, it's still frozen.
Same, but I don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say what I do, but
Whatever you do, you do.
I
But
do all that.
the point I'm saying is that he spends that extra money to make sure and ensure that the product shows at your door at a correct time. He has like trained chefs that go through a rigorous training, like 4-day training program, to ensure that they make the gel properly and that they make it consistently so that it's the same every time.
Yeah.
He has a 24-hour customer service department. You know what I mean? Yeah, that answers, I think it's like a staff of 15. Like when I talked to him, he told me his whole company is about a staff of, I think, 40 or 50 people in it.
Whoa.
So to cover all these people, to make all these moving parts and stuff, it's not cheap, right? And the level of service and quality that you're going to get from that kind of infrastructure is going to be at a high level. You can't compare that to a guy who's renting a kitchen every couple of weeks to make batch CMOS, and do you know what I mean? Like he's not shipping it 2 days. He doesn't have a huge customers department. It's probably him and 5 other people. Of course, your CMOS is going to be cheaper. Do you know what I mean? But it's not going to be the same experience as what you would buy from the transformation factory.
It's like you can't even compare the two. It's like comparing apples to oranges. It's just
Totally. Totally. That's why you shouldn't compare yourself to other companies. What you should do is highlight the benefits of why people should buy from your company. If you notice in any of my marketing and anything, I never throw shade on anybody else or be like, well, you need to, if you're looking for a buyer, it has to be this and this and that. No, this is what makes us what we are. You know what I mean?
I'm a believer that there's enough sunshine for all of us to shine.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to try to block the sun.
No, and because naturally it goes without saying. If I come up and go on and say, okay, well, we're good because we take care of who we buy from, and we have a large, extensive network of farmers that we deal with, so that when we pick and choose a CMOS, if we don't like the CMOS, we're not stuck with taking it. We can go to someone else and buy it. And because we're buying so much, so consistently, the people will save the better CMOS for us because they know we pay on time and we do this. I don't have to talk about anybody else. I haven't mentioned a single person. It's naturally known in your head when you listen to all these points. You're going to ask, do the other people have it? No. Okay. Fuck. You know what I mean? I don't need to tell you that these guys don't have it. Oh, well, unlike all the other suppliers, we do this and this. Like, why would you even bring them up?
Right. Talk about your product.
Yeah.
You all talk it.
It's like, wait a minute. There's other suppliers? As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only supplier. I've never even, you know what I mean? I don't even think about those people. They don't exist to me.
So if I wanted to sell your dry CMOS on my site,
Yep.
like buy it in bulk, what would I have to do?
Place an order.
And do you sell like the pouches like you bring it in?
I don't, but I'm thinking I'm going to start. I'm thinking about creating like a little department in like a section for like say you want to be, you want to get into the business, then we supply all the products for you, like all the things that you need, all the supplies. But then also I'm thinking like we set up a system where we do all the packaging for you. Do you know what I mean? We do all the supply and even the actual boxing, like putting the stuff in a box for you or the bag. Because I can get that done fairly affordable in St. Lucia and have it shipped directly from St. Lucia to you.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna email you.
We even want to start doing it for those that want to get on to Amazon, so that you ship us all your packaging and everything. We package the stuff up and ship it right into Amazon for you.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of locals that are like, I want to try to claim my own. And so I was like, I need to talk to Julian about like how I can go about selling the jersey on my site. Because I have to buy and create it for it. But I just literally just had a girl text me like, do you sell the jersey, Mom? But I'm not about to give her up my supplier.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes. I mean, sometimes people are always like, "Oh, I don't want people to know my supplier," but like the reality is this: just because she knows your supplier doesn't mean she's going to overtake your business. The only way she can, the only way, sorry,
I say you right.
the only way she can overtake your business is if she works harder than you. And if she works harder than you, then she deserves to overtake you. Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what people seem to forget. They're trying to control and master the universe, but really, there's simple techniques to be successful. Just work harder. That a lot of times people get mad at competition because it just means that they have to work harder.
Right. It's like you have to show up.
Exactly. But the reality is,
The capsules because I think I make herbal capsules
mhm.
and sell them locally, and so I was like I can definitely like blend it because I know you don't sell the powder, do you?
No, I do sell the powder now.
You do?
Yeah, we're just like low key about it because we don't have enough supply, and so I'm afraid if like put it on the website and promote it, that we'd always be out of stock on it. And I hate being like one of the things our sort of business model or a unique selling position is that we always have CMOS.
Right.
And so if I run out of it, then you know what I mean. People would stop coming to us because they're coming to us because they know we always have it. When you're in when a clutch, I come through.
Really good blender. I'm just gonna put it in there and create the powder myself and make the capsule. So
No, the powder we have is badass. It's the best
it
powder.
is.
Super
All right.
fine, very.
I'm gonna get it from you.
Yeah, I was actually just showing someone the other day where it is, but actually, let me go get it quickly and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Because it is like super fine. I don't know if you can see that.
I can. Yeah, that is dope.
Yeah.
That looks finer than flour.
It's like flour. Like literally
That's dope.
like flour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna order some.
Yeah. So it's a little bit more expensive than the regular gold, but it's got value in the sense that it lasts a long time. Like I think it's
The
like
shelf life is crazy.
oh, the shelf life is super crazy, and you mean you can control the amount that you mix and make into the gel, and then I think it's like 2.5 or maybe 3 pounds of dried sea moss is required to make 1 pound of this stuff.
Wow.
And it's because it's so
Okay.
fine that it doesn't take up a lot of space.
That is so dope.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna order some. So I will email you about selling the drive on my
Okay.
site as well. I'm
Yeah.
very interested in that
You,
because a lot of my customers have.
you have to. Especially if you want to keep the customers that you have and you want to scale and grow. I think that every gel person should have a dried offering, but what you shouldn't do is sell large quantities of the dry to your customers unless they like need it for a specific reason. And the reason why I say that is that when you give someone a pound of sea moss, that makes 16 jars approximately of sea moss. So, one jar could probably last you a month, maybe 2 weeks.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So you're giving that person like a year's supply of sea moss. That's a lot of sea moss. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't need to sell the pound.
One-time transaction.
It makes more sense to sell 2 ounces or 4 ounces at a price under $20. And when you do the volume, you really make a good return on that size. So it justifies the smaller quantity. And the customers like it because it's a less investment than spending $40 on this big bag. They'll spend $10 or $20 on a smaller item to make sure that they like it because the one thing that I've identified with this sort of like I guess the customer profile or the the typical customer is that in their journey of consuming sea moss, they always start with the gel. They usually start with fake sea moss until they get schooled or figured out and they get the better stuff, and eventually they will move from buying the gel to want to try the making it themselves through the dry. And one of two things are going to happen: either they're going to love making the gel themselves, and then they're hooked. They're making the gel every week. They're making it for their friends and whoever, right? Or they're going to hate making the gel. And if they hate making the gel, they're going to come right back to you.
Right.
But here's the thing: if you don't sell the dry for them to try it, they're going to go somewhere else to find the dry. Because eventually they're gonna do what they want to do. They don't care about you and your business and supporting you and all that kind of shit. It's about what their needs are. And so they're gonna satisfy that need. And if they have to go to somewhere else, they're going to do it. Now, if they decide that they don't like making the gel, they're not going to come back to you, who they originally go to the gel. If the person they got the dry from sells the gel, they're gonna come back to the path of
Right.
least resistance.
Hmm.
So you don't even want them going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like when you said about like you drying the dry, like it's true what I was saying earlier about how um what is it that these guys can never really like take everybody's customer. They can't take your business. But at the end of
Right.
the day, because you spend so much bringing that person into this space, they really shouldn't be going to anybody or anywhere else but to you. Like you need to be their
Yeah.
go-to person. So it's like, oh, you want to move up into a business? No problem. I'll show you how to do it. I will get you the supply. I will get you the thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a benefit to you because as they level up, you automatically level up if you're working with them.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people don't think. It's like if I was in a community, the first thing I would want to do is figure out who else is selling the CMOS and find out what I need to do to get you to buy the CMOS off me, because I know if I can sell 5 pounds to you and 5 pounds to you, and like if I can find 10 people that I can sell 5 pounds to, then I can go and get a 60 pound order.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And my 60,
Yeah.
even though I only need 10 pounds, the price of the pound that I'm going to pay on the 60 pound order is going to be less than if I just bought the 10 pounds myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
you have an influence and a sort of like, I don't want to use the word control, but you know what I mean? You're in the mix in a
Yeah.
sense where you're the go, like you're the plug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you had to make no money on it, I would still like I would almost sell it to I wouldn't let them know that, but I would sell it to them in a way to so that it's at like even if it had to be at cost, because eventually your costs are going to go down, and if you have these people buying that supply, the cost is going to go down. You're going to scale faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely email you. It'll be the same as my website. Green is the new black at Gmail. So look out for me.
All right. Have you thought about doing videos on YouTube?
Oh, I have, and I keep saying I'm going to do it and get more comfortable in front of the camera. Cause like if I'm a day to day like talking to you in person, I have no problem. But when a camera gets in front of me, I get nervous.
Well, then don't put your face on the camera.
Okay, that's true.
You don't need to show your face. Lots of people do videos and you don't even know what they look like. In fact, if you go to on this Instagram and you go to the first videos that I did, I never showed my face.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I mean? It was all me talking, showing a scene, and I was just rambling. And a lot of even times I wasn't making, not to say it wasn't making any sense, but there was no plan. You know what I mean? I did
Right.
this thing called Sunrise with Julian, and that was the plan. You sit in front of the sunrise and we talk. And whoever comes and talks about CMOS and whatever, that's like exactly what we're doing now and what I did tonight. I would do, but instead I was doing it in St. Lucia in front of a sunrise. And so I did that almost every day for 3 months. Crazy, eh?
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I'm like, you can't see me, but I'm over here. Right?
But here's the thing, because I did it every day and I did it for 3 months, it was like by the end, it was like, you know what I mean? I didn't care. I made so many mistakes. I did so many screw ups, you know what I mean? That it wasn't a problem. And this is what I've learned too, is that no one cares about your mistakes and no one keeps records of them. Do you know what I mean? So 90% of the time, your mistakes, they either go unnoticed or they get forgotten over time.
True, very true.
Yeah, so it's like don't worry about it being perfect. In fact, you being imperfect is perfect because that's the natural perfection. Do you know what I mean? Like what I like to me, perfect is imperfect. Like that's where we look at ourselves as a human being. We're just perfect. But the moment we start changing or altering our bodies and stuff, it's like sure in symmetry, you know what I mean. Your nose is perfect and this and that, but like you look at someone and you'll be like that person got it. Like it's almost like that's not natural. I guess there's perfect and like natural is the true perfection.
True, because we're made in God's image and He's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right.
Mm-hmm. But it's the imperfections that make it perfect. And so
yeah, you're right. That's what keeps me a lot from putting out content is I'll like make it and edit it and I don't like it. I keep making changes to it. And it's like just post it.
Yeah. But because here's the truth, or at least this is my experience, is that one, if these people saw you perfect and no mistakes, they wouldn't believe you.
True, very true.
They'd be like, this person spent 5 hours making it perfect. You know, this is not natural. You know, it's like you might as well have fake breasts.
Right.
you know, you change this way to control the and it's like um being like not perfect. I don't want to keep using the word perfect, but being this stuff without mistakes, it's just it takes practice. You have to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the point I was saying is about the YouTube is just that this is a good format for those because there's a lot of people out there that don't read.
Very true.
You know what I mean? And so how do you capture?
I'm always listening to an audiobook in my ear.
Yeah. And so you could take these and turn them into videos, and once you have them in videos, you automatically have audio with it.
Very true.
And in fact, you might even want to flip it the other way, where you do the video and take the video and you take the audio out of the video and turn it into a transcript because it's easier to do that now with AI, and that's your article.
Yes, it is. You're right.
You know what I mean? So you can almost speak your articles. And that might be easier to build the content out. And so, even when you have it on your website, if you had what?
So you dropping gems tonight? I'm like,
yeah, the God gives me this power. You know that I don't know where I get it from because a lot of times I just kind of like I go into my mind and I have a conversation with someone where someone's giving me the I know it sounds crazy to say it, but that's really what's going on.
the impressions sit on your mind.
Mm-hmm. And I just speak it because where am I getting these ideas from? You know what I mean? I haven't thought about them until we have this discussion now, so it's like I put myself in this certain state and the information comes. But anyways, that's my point is you can go and do the videos, and now if you have your website where you have a little bit of a video, you know what I mean, and the lesson, it's more dynamic. Or maybe you don't do the video and put an audio part into the text from the video. Do you know what I mean? And you say, hey, if you want to watch this, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But on your blog site, it's just got, because I think that's something that a lot of people, like a feature a lot of people aren't using that would be beneficial to a lot of readers, is like if I went to the website to read your blog, but then it's like, well, if you want to listen to this quickly, just click play and it's you talking. And now I get a connection of who you are and your personality because you're using that through the cadence of your voice and stuff like that. And that's going to build more like social proof and more connection. Yes.
Because they're like, you're a real life person.
Yeah.
Just someone just putting words on the page. I love that.
Yeah. You could even do the videos. Save the video for later, take the audio, use the audios for now, and when you get more comfortable with yourself being on camera, then you can roll out the video.
Yeah.
You have the power to structure it any way that you feel fit. This is your world. This is your design. Do you know what I mean? And to me, there's no real bad designs. There's just the wrong market for that design. And so if you're doing something and you're not like people are not like resonating it, it's more likely that the people that you're giving it to are wrong than the product is wrong. Because everybody's different.
Yeah. You're right. So there's always a tribe out there for you.
There'll be a tribe. It's just how long do you how hard and how long do you want to work to find that tribe?
Very true.
But it's
anything worth having is worth fighting for.
True. True, if you really want it. If you don't want it. Well, this is something I've always said to people is that anything that's never worked out for you didn't work out because deep down inside you didn't truly want it.
Yes.
But if you really truly wanted it, you would do whatever it takes to achieve it. That's how crackheads still like. How do crackheads stay with crack? Yeah, like
every day.
yeah. After a certain point, they would be like, if they didn't really want it, but they want it so bad, they'll do anything. So it's almost like, do you want this as badly as a crackhead wants crack? And if you don't, that's probably why you're not getting it because.
That's a hood proverb right there. I'm already there.
Have you ever read this book? I keep this like handy by me all the time. Have you ever seen this book, Think and Grow Rich?
No, but I'm about to get it right now.
You have to get it. They have audiobooks that you can listen to get your like sort of like tongue wet on it. You've heard of the show The Secret or the concept The Secret or the video that they sold?
Yes.
This is the basis on which The Secret was devised from.
Oh wow.
This to me is the blueprint of manifestation. And what it teaches you, the main thing is about desire. Desire is the energy behind manifestation. Where it's like if you could sit there and manifest and do all the mantras and all that shit, but if you don't put the energy of desire behind it, the universe will not answer to it. Do you know what I mean? And so the question is, how do you build desire within yourself? How do you make yourself want something? This book shows you.
That you can actually have it.
But that's part of the desire. Do you know what I mean? If you can see yourself with it, you build that desire. Like, they talk about like you have to envision that you already have it before you actually have it. And that's part of building that desire because you want it so bad. You see yourself holding it, you see yourself with it. You know what I mean? To the point where the universe says, okay, you're ready for it. But you got to want it and you got to keep at it. You know what I mean? And you got to do it to almost the point where there's a part of you saying, give up. And then you say, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. That's the desire. Do you know what I mean? And then it activates.
That's what it was earlier this year. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to give up. Let them just keep showing up. And eventually, it's going to
But
Yeah.
I bet you once you made that sort of like determination and that sort of assumption, it happened right away.
Yeah, it did.
It did
I started getting orders
because
from nowhere.
because the universe will never give you something that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when you're about to give up, that's when you keep going. That's the desire
Yeah.
because you don't want to let go. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to, and the thing that I've realized that people like, how do I put it? It's like whenever I feel like something's too challenging or something's too hard, I always remind myself of this fact. We taught ourselves how to talk and walk.
That's so true.
If you can do that, you can do anything. Like think about it. You're a baby. You don't know what the fuck's going. You barely even know how to make sense of sense. Do you know what I mean? These people are
Yeah.
making all these noises. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you figured it out.
Yeah.
So you can
That
do,
is
yeah.
mind blowing. You're
And
right.
and if you look at what was the underlining like action that caused all that to happen, it was your desire. Because your desire as a baby is like, I need to communicate with these guys. I need to tell them what's going on in my head. I need to speak. I need to get over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what gets you walking. That's what gets you, and you didn't know how to walk. There was no book you could read. There was no this,
Right.
you
You're
know.
so right.
You know what I mean? And you're at the lowest life form. So if you can do that as a baby, you can do anything. Anything you put your
That
mind
is
to.
so true.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hmm. So you're welcome there.
I really appreciate your time today.
No, no, it's my pleasure. I mean, um, I get a lot of joy and a lot of energy out of doing these things. That's why, partly why I do them, and I feel that it helps invoke the law of gratitude, the law of sacrifice, and the law of reciprocation, which are both all in my mind, in my belief, required laws to so that you can be sort of like, I believe that God has given us certain rules and laws in the universe. Whereas if we follow these laws and we live within these laws, then we have dominance over the world, and the world will bend to whatever our thoughts are. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah. Like the saying, you are blessed to be a blessing. Like when you really get that,
mhm.
you'll never have lack because it's always going to be available to you.
Well, you want to hear one thought I have that I don't share with too many people, but like, have you ever wondered like how blessings work? Like how people get blessed and how these things work and how does God make these all these things happen? Well, my experience and my belief is that because God gave us the power, I forget how the saying goes, but it's something like man, um, it's like God can't do something on earth without man's permission.
Right. Or man's participation.
Yes,
Yes, I've heard that.
because he's given us physical dominance over the world. And so anything spiritual has to use man or have man's like permission or okay in order to do it. That's why the snake had to speak to the serpent had to speak to them because the spirit had to get permission to get into the spirit the physical body of the snake and take control of the snake, and then he used the snake to speak to that person. And where was I going with this thought? Fuck, I hate when.
Was that they had to take that thought that the
Oh,
serpent was having and
no,
bring it
no,
out.
no. I now I remember. So it's about blessings. So I believe that we are always being spoken to by God to do this or to do that. Sometimes you have these thoughts to do these random crazy things that make no sense, right?
Yeah.
Doing those is part of a process that unlocks other things to happen so that someone else can get your blessing. Now, if you don't follow that directive by God, then He needs to find someone else to work through to get to where He needs to go. And so that's why you can't really put a timeline on blessings, because it's not determined by an actual time. It's determined by the amount of people that agree to allow this process to happen, to participate. And so that's why a lot of times I just always go with my gut instinct. You know, if God, if my heart's telling me to give something to someone, I just give it. If my heart's telling me to go to this place and do something stupid, I'm doing it. Because a lot of times, or even speak to someone or help someone out and stuff like that, because a lot of times I've seen how my actions have you know what I mean, caused a chain reaction for other things to happen. And my belief is that the blessings never come from the person that you've blessed. So you like you got to give with, like, without having any expectation of any return from that person. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's not going to come from the same source.
it never comes from the same source.
Yeah.
To the point where I know this because I consistently do it so much that it's like I do this thing and I'm like, okay, let's wait and see what blessing I'm gonna get. And then it's like 10 minutes later the phone rings. Hey Julian, what's up? I got $1,000 for you. It's like God is good.
He's so good.
Yeah. Like all the time. And just like crazy shit has happened to me. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like me, like most times me and my partner sit on the phone almost every morning and thank God for all the stuff that He's done and the things that He has made, or like shit that like like some things I can't even tell you that happens to us. But it's just like I know this, that the fact that I'm in CMOS is not an accident. There's a purpose of me being here. There's a purpose for me doing what I'm doing, and you know, the main purpose I believe is that I'm here to help open the eyes of the St. Lucians, to show them the opportunity and the abilities that they have. My belief is that, you know, and I want this to happen, is that I want as many St. Lucians as possible to see me and my partner doing what we're doing and be like, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because for a long time, even my partner, like, bro, if I could take a picture back when I was telling him that this is where we were going to be, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah. He was like, you being real perfect.
Yeah, he's like, are you sure? You're sure? You know, and for a long time, he was going on like he was just talking, like he thought I was talking shit. And then I was, I think, a year or two into it, a year and a half, you know, almost 2 years into it, where he came back to me and said, "Okay, I get it now. I get why you behave the way you do, and you say the things that you do, and you know what I mean? Because, like, you know what I mean? It's just like the way the doors are open for us, and the things that have come our way and our path, and how it worked out. It's the only God, only God, only God can make that happen. No one can tell me God doesn't exist.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I mean?
I lived in the Bahamas before I lived in Las Vegas, and I worked for the most racist people while I was there. And one day they had picked me up from the little cottage that I was staying in to go into work. I worked at their farm, and they picked me up. But when it was time for me to go home, they disappeared. They left. They literally left me at the farm, and my cottage is like 8 miles away.
Wow.
And so I'm standing at the entrance of the farm, and I just prayed. I was like, God, please send someone to give me a ride, because the road I had to walk down, it was like a pack of like 20 wild dogs that I would have to go through. And when I was on my bicycle, like biking next to them, they would be on, like, I feel the breath on my ankles trying to hit me. So I was like, God, I cannot walk down this road when I barely get by on a bicycle. And this couple just came down the road and was like, hey, you need a ride? And I was like, yes. And she was like, for some reason, God told us to come
come down the street, and I guess you were there. And I'm like, yes.
No.
And they gave me a ride home, and I was after that moment, I will never doubt that he is real, because I literally was out on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't even a busy street, and they came down and gave me a ride.
Yeah. And just like you said, something was telling us to go down this road. You know what I mean? And this and this and that. And so imagine they didn't listen to that voice.
Right.
Then your blessing, you know, that he would have had to find a way to bring someone else, and it might not have happened in time. You know what I mean? So like, you can't get mad when like God hears our prayers. At least I believe that. It's just a matter of he can't just always snap his fingers and make it happen.
He needs someone to participate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this has been great.
Yeah.
That just blew my mind.
Pardon?
So good.
Sorry, what did you say? You broke up a little.
I said, that just blew my mind. Like, God is so good. Like, I never thought about it that way. Of like those nudges, if you don't choose to participate, you're holding back someone else's blessing. Because you just broke up the chain.
Yeah, you just messed it up. But you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna have to end this video soon. Not only because it's getting late, but also Shopify. Instagram has like a 4-hour limit. And if you go over the 4-hour limit, it just cuts you off and you can't save it. And we've talked so much in this video, I hate to not be able to save it. So I don't want to end the call, but I'm going to end the call in the thoughts of preserving this video for others to get some gems.
For sure, because you dropped a lot tonight, and I really appreciate your time, and I will be emailing you tonight.
Okay.
You don't have to look at it until tomorrow.
Okay, I'll do that.
Get some rest.
I will.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Take care. Bye. And we're done. Thank you guys for watching us at the Royal St. Lucian Seamoss Company. Let's talk about Seamoss, money making, Seamoss, whatever. Yeah. It was a good 4 hours that we just talked about. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm happy that people came on and we had some good conversations. And thank you to all those that stayed and watched the whole show. And with that, I'm out. Talk to you soon, and don't forget to take your Seamoss.